Yo, why is it not showing my video, bro? Yo, am I tripping? I can't see me. I literally clicked and it's not showing it. Like there's some kind of glitch. Yeah, I can hear me too. But I don't know why I can't see me. It says add the background. I'm adding it. Come on, bro. Okay. I don't know why it wouldn't let me add that overlay. Doesn't matter. We on now, boy. We are on now. It'll be an interesting video today, man. What's going on with y'all? What's going on, Denise? What's going on, Roberto? All right. Before I get into the topic of the live today, any irrelevant, I like to put my irrelevant stuff that don't matter about nothing first. The dad shirt. It's an old shirt that's in the back of my closet that I bought a while ago that I didn't wear because I was 55 pounds heavier. Notice I said 55 pounds heavier. I didn't say 60 pounds heavier because I didn't gain 5 pounds. Don't worry, I'm gonna put the 5 pounds back down. But I just threw it. I was just like, yo, what can I throw on right now? I threw it on just to see how it looked on me because when I tried it on when I was fat, it didn't look too good. So that explains the dad shirt. Anything else? I'm not gonna do a Diddy video. So the only thing I like to add, maybe this will be interesting because y'all know I'm cool with Chris Unbiased. Chris, I did not like your take when you're saying that you don't believe everybody deserves to have a bail. I didn't agree with you, Chris. And I'm gonna tell you why I didn't agree with you. To me, there's two ways that you have to look at for bail. The first way you should look at for bail is the person going to run. I do not think that Diddy is going to run. I think he's way too famous, way too popular. If it was just on running, Diddy should have been granted bail. The other way a judge and a prosecution has to worry about bail is tampering with witnesses. And I think more than enough evidence was shown, a consistent history of Diddy tampering with witnesses this entire time, that if I'm a prosecutor or if I'm a judge, that is the nail in the coffin to keep him in jail the entire time of the trial. There was so much evidence of him calling witnesses, harassing witnesses, threatening witnesses, that Diddy should remain in jail. All right. Is there anything else irrelevant? Because this is going to be a very interesting live, y'all. Very interesting live. Y'all know I'm not with the tagging people names and titles. The reason I tag Top 5 Troy name in the title is because he literally said he's looking forward to me critiquing his video. He's looking forward. Now, you guys know I'm literal. I'm literal with my words. He literally said the word everyone. He said the word everyone. Everyone includes everyone. Everyone includes me. Anybody that had anything negative to say about What's the Dirt video, we have an ulterior motive. We are biased. We have a motive. He said everyone. So I want to go into details about what he said. First of all, the YouTuber Top 5 Troy. Nah, he's not trolling because he's not trolling because, I mean, it would be bad if he was. We don't have a beef or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like his channel. I watch his channel so much that it pops up automatically, throughout my feed. And I will put Top 5 Troy in the category of someone who I actually respects, but I don't agree with all the time. He has some takes on there. I'm watching the video. I'm like, Where you get that from? But I like him. I like him because for the most part, which is shocking that he would say something like this, because the videos I've seen of Top 5 Troy, he says his opinion and then he says why he feels the way he feels, which y'all know is a staple for my channel. You know, some of the biggest people I like, Boss Chick Rain. I agree with Boss Chick Rain 40% of the time. Love Boss Chick Rain because she is passionate about showing why she feels the way she feels. And she's open-minded for critique. Now, after I rebuttal Top 5 Troy, like, I didn't even critique What's the Dirt as a human being. You know, to me, I chalk What's the Dirt up, and I said it a billion times in my video, even with people in my own chat coming and saying that they think that What's the Dirt is biased. I consistently in my last live kept saying, I don't think that's it. I think he purposely is setting out to be unbiased, which to me made some of his points more dangerous, that they could be that outlandish. And I think that he's trying to be as unbiased as possible. But today I'm going to critique him as a human being, as a person, because his rebuttal back to the backlash and to the company man in particular, he actually proves the company man right and shows that he may not be a good person with good motives. Now, if I feel that way, y'all know you come over here, I'm going to tell you why I feel that way. I'm not just going to say nothing and put nobody on nobody's jacket. I covet details. Covet saying why you feel the way you feel. So you know when you come over here, you're going to get that. However, even though I disagree with Top 5 Troy, I like Top 5 Troy channel. I will be subscribed to his channel. I'll be commenting on his channel. I comment a lot of good things on his channel. I'll rock with him. I just disagree with him on this right here because, you know, when you don't know a person, you don't know what they covet. You don't know what they're passionate about. You guys know me. You guys know what I'm passionate about. You guys know I hate. It scuffs my Timbs when someone decides to use a generic premise. If you believe in the words you say, go detail on what you're talking about. The more I hear generic premise, that comes across to me, ironically enough, as if you are the one who have some ulterior motive, or there's a reason that you're saying this other than what you're stating. He deleted. You know what's crazy? And you'll see it on here. I got the thing on my computer that shows me your metrics. What's the Dirt is not even getting that much backlash on the Family Matters documentary. He got like 4,000 dislikes and like I think like 19,000 likes. Out of 250,000 views, you know, your like ratio, you want to be at 10%. You got 100 views, you want 10 likes. You got 1,000 views, you want 100 likes. He's just a little bit below that. So this isn't like a crazy, extremely bad look for him. I don't think so. Not as much as people are making it out the scene. But so I want to take people out of context. We're going to play some of Top 5 Troy's video, and then we're going to talk about it. Y'all ready? I got the What's the Dirt video pulled up. I got What's the Dirt response pulled up. Let me pull up. I thought I had it up. I think I switched it. Let me pull up Top 5 Troy's video. I'm going on the aeroplane, and I don't know if I'll be back again. What's the Dirt? Top, here it is. Drake this that went bad. Honest opinion. Here it is right here. All righty. Let's do this. And again, I think, let me tell you about the world we live in. We live in such a shady world that people are worried when you say, I like them. And they know that you're about to critique them because so many shady people do this because they want to appear unbiased. They really don't like the person, but they feel like they'll appear better if they say they like them. What I really hate about that is it skews when someone is genuine. I genuinely like Top 5 Troy. So I'm not, not a game. You're gonna see me subscribe to the channel. You're gonna see me. As a matter of fact, I like that. I would like watching him watch Doechie's video, and he came to the same conclusion I came with. It kept bothering Top 5 Troy that Doechie's first half of her album sounded a little bit different. Like he wouldn't let that go. And I was sitting back watching him like, I'm glad I ain't the only one that see this right here. And Doechii confirmed this. So I don't know if you know this, Top 5 Troy. Doechii confirmed that our theory was correct. The top five, the top half of her album was made specifically for the album, and the second half of her album was random songs she made throughout the years that she wanted to get out there. So, like, I really like him. So I'm not being funny. Wow. All right, here we go. Let me get my headphones ready. Let me get my Drake earpiece. I'm gonna put the Drake on, you know, because I have a motive. I hate Drake. That's why I'm doing all of this. This is wild.
Me and What's the Dirt, we agreed on what the strongest part of Drake Family Matters is. We agreed on like the strongest parts of the song, which is I think that last B switch where Drake is really zeroing in on Kendrick. And there's that bar. Well, maybe I'm Prince, but you actually, Mike.
Michael was praying his features would change, so people.
Hey, fam. Troy, you don't like money? You don't like? I like money. We ain't playing no music.
Make you do features for change.
Get on Pop Breakers and rap for the white.
What's the Dirt both agreed in our separate Drake Family Matters breakdowns. That's the strongest part of the record. I think me and What's the Dirt also agreed that Family Matters is going to be looked at differently in the future than it is right now. I always compared it to how the Takeover by Jay-Z is looked at differently within the whole context of the Jay-Z and Nas beef years later. People will.
All right. Now, this is nothing major. This is just like if me and Top 5 Troy was in the barbershop having a conversation. It's nothing major. I disagree with you. I even disagree with you about the Takeover. I think that the Takeover is getting a little bit more praise on that. I don't know, because it's a different generation, because we did give Jay-Z praise. Like, it's different when you live something than when someone didn't live it. Jay-Z got major praise for that. Matter of fact, because Nas didn't drop his until December and Jay-Z dropped his in September, that was a long time. It looked like there is no way Nas can win this. That's how much praise the Takeover got. However, you have a younger generation that wasn't around at that time. And the Takeover is filled with long distances where he's dissing other people like Mobb Deep. Now, somebody from my age bracket will understand how that's important. Somebody from my generation will understand that Mobb Deep is from Queens, the same as Nas is from Queens, and the importance of Mobb Deep. Somebody younger who just want to hear the war between Jay-Z and Nas is getting a lot of filler in between it, which ironically enough is going to happen to Family Matters. The majority of that middle section where Drake is rapping, when someone is 10 years old now and they become 20 years old and they go on YouTube to learn about the great beef of 2024, this was explained in my last video, they're not going to care about Drake bars against A$AP Rocky, against Rick Ross, against The Weeknd. That's going to be irrelevant to them. It's going to be a long section to where he is not talking about Kendrick Lamar. I don't think that Family Matters, I haven't seen anything to show that Family Matters is going to age any better than it's aging now. I think that when they hear it 10 years from now, they're going to say that Drake was rapping his ass off. We are saying Drake was rapping his ass off. Drake was rapping really good. And when I say rapping, I mean cadences, not just even cadences, but like even how he breaking down on Michael Jackson on Kendrick Lamar. Like all that shit was good, man. It just is good by itself, but it's not good in relation to when these 10-year-olds become 20-year-olds and they go back and they hear the rebuttals from Kendrick Lamar. So I totally disagree with both you and What's the Dirt on saying that this is somehow just going to change and be this killer record. How can something be a killer record when the majority middle section, he's going to be rapping about people that they are going to find irrelevant? If you say things like, well, Rick Ross is big, or you say things such as ASAP Rocky is big. You're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about us now. I would say Queensbridge. Mobb Deep is big to me. Everybody in my generation we love Mobb Deep. They were big. They had platinum records. Went on to do solo records. As big as they were, like now, you can mention to young generation, you know, Mobb Deep. They probably gonna say no. They probably would say no. Matter of fact, other than dating Rihanna, I don't know. This could go both ways. Don't quote me on this, but I mean, I think Mobb Deep just as big as ASAP Rocky during their time, or right there with them. No one's gonna care about that portion, bro. When you're not looking up the takeover in 2024 to hear Jay-Z diss other people. You're looking up the takeover to hear him diss Nas. So you're not gonna look up Family Matters for this entire long section where Drake is not talking about Kendrick Lamar.
It's the strongest record out of all those records. It's better than Ether. Therefore, did Nas actually win that beef? Because Jay-Z had the better records. I think people in the future will look at Family Matters.
Also, too, it's crazy how these things are so much alike, like the Jay-Z and Nas and the Kendrick and Drake. Because like I would rather listen to the takeover if I want to listen to a song. If I'm listening to a diss, and we talking about disses, Ether is the better diss record. So when you're having why are these conversations coming up in the future? The conversations aren't coming up to listen to better songs, because you know what song is better than Takeover? A regular song. You know what song is better to cook out than Takeover? A regular hit record. So like no disses at all. Just say regular, like H to the Izzo. H to the Izzo gonna hit harder at a cookout than the Takeover. So when you bring up these songs, why are you bringing them up? You're bringing them up because you're talking about the battle. And whenever you talk about the battle, Ether is just a far better battle song than the Takeover. So, you know, like, yeah, like, right, like if I go hang with my homies right now and we just chilling, you know, we just hanging out, we playing PlayStation 5 where they just playing music in the background. Yeah, when Takeover come over, I'm boom, 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 boom. But if we talking about, oh, yo, who won? Who won? Let's play this stuff. Ether, everybody rapping Ether lyrics. Ether is a better battle song.
Matters like that, but I just think it's an erroneous way of looking at it. Sure, you can go back and you can say, okay, after years.
Hey, yo, shout out to Top 5 Troy, because he said something and then he posted articles saying that people was bringing this up, talking about it. That's what I'm saying. I love when people do that. He has an idea and he explains why he feels the way he feels. I like when people do that. I just don't understand why he's not going to do it on the biggest topic on this video.
And years later, maybe a younger person 20 years from now will look back at this Kendrick and Drake beef. They weren't even here. They're not even alive yet. But in 20 years, they'll look back and say, oh, well, I think Drake actually won that in hindsight, because Family Matters, they might feel it's the strongest record. Is this an erroneous way of looking at it? Because although.
Also, too, you got to be careful not to build your own narrative. Because if you, like, people are feeling that euphoria, which is cooking like wine. Euphoria reminds me of the movie The Sixth Sense. Family Matters remind me of like Jurassic Park. Everybody ran to Jurassic Park when it first came out. The Sixth Sense came out and it did what studios wanted it to do. The movie The Sixth Sense. It came out to modest amount of viewers the first week, but through word of mouth, through talking, it consistently stayed #1 because of how much people is talking about it. The Sixth Sense began to age better, age like wine. And we're not talking about over the long history. We're talking about during this run in the theater. That's what people would want. Like, they didn't even hear about this movie, but they're hearing about it from friends and everybody, and it's just aging. That's how Euphoria is doing, because Euphoria is far more better look than when it dropped than it is now. A lot of people are saying that they like Euphoria over Not Like Us. So I don't know if that's true what you're saying.
Oh, yes, you can go back and you can hear songs differently and call the songs like, okay, this is a better song than this, and you can rank the songs, but it's never going to defeat the actual reaction of the people at the time. So no one who was actually around for Jay-Z and Nas feels that Jay-Z won that beef. Like when the takeover came out and then Ether came out, no one feels that Jay-Z won that beef, who was actually there at the moment.
Facts.
So you can go back and say, oh, the Blueprint 2 and Takeover are the stronger songs. But you can't make the inference that therefore Jay-Z won the beef. It's just not how it's going to be looked at.
I already did a breakdown on how the Blueprint 2 did not age well at all, as he sounds like he a loser. And I mean a loser literally. He sounds like someone that lost a battle.
But I think Family Matters is a good enough record to where there are going to be people, especially years from now, who feel that it's the best record. But you cannot make the inference that Drake won because of that record. The beef.
I don't have a problem with anything he's saying right now, even though I disagree. There's nothing wrong with me and him disagreeing on this. That's just regular hip hop talk. He hasn't got to the part where I have a problem with yet.
It's over, or at least this round. I know people have certain issues with certain parts of What's the Dirt's reaction to this. I am someone, I appreciate What's the Dirt's videos, but I mean, I've said in other videos that like the Kendrick 616 in LA, I took a lot of heat for this. I said, firstly, I said this song does not require 616 in LA. It does not require a 1, 2, 3 hour breakdown. Videos like this are great for hip hop. It puts a focus on lyrics. I think you guys are choosing the wrong rapper to do this with. Like Kendrick Lamar is not deep enough to require a 1 hour breakdown. I said in another video, Kendrick is not this super deep layered type of rapper like a Billy Woods, like a Lupe Fiasco. His lyrics are not.
I personally never felt like What's the Dirt was running too long. When you're running too long, you're babbling about a whole bunch of stuff that don't matter. And someone who wants you to show details of why you feel the way you feel, the issue wasn't What's the Dirt is babbling too long. The issue was there were reaches and the information wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a more bigger issue to me. As far as the time, I didn't mind it. But again, we're talking about a guy who makes 2 hour documentaries himself.
Coded. Like he's Kendrick Lamar in pretty much every song. He's kind of laying everything out there for you. Like he's not speaking in code to where you have to like go super deep and then break down layers and layers. He's not that type of rapper. I've said this. Again, I like the 616 in LA breakdown, but I said it just doesn't require this much study. You know what I mean? And I felt there were reaches. Like you guys still feel that Kendrick Lamar is rapping from Drake's perspective at the beginning. Cool. I don't.
I feel like What's the Dirt put on a compelling argument that Kendrick Lamar is rapping from Drake's perspective. I think the information that What's the Dirt showed in his video was far more than enough to say, okay, I can see why you feel that way. I don't. When you start talking about, which we play some of his 616 in LA breakdown, when you start talking about white shirts and Drake had this on and it's in the bathroom, and when you can show Millie Bobby Brown on the actual yacht, these are compelling things that he don't sound crazy. I don't like when someone sound crazy, which we gonna get into things he sound absolutely crazy on. And even in his entire long breakdown of the show, why Kendrick was rapping from the perspective of Drake. This is what I'm saying. Always challenge people to be more detailed. The overall theme, cool. It's okay to say that he feels that Kendrick was rapping from that. But in some of those things that he said, the information was a reach. You can have some reaches in there, but the overall theme. And I'm also going to point out that even when I critiqued him on his Family Matters video on these incredible reaches, some of the topics, I literally say in my last video I made, there's enough here that it is okay for Drake to go this route. Even though I don't see it, there is enough information here that this is okay for Drake to go and try to put in this Kendrick Lamar on. These detailed nuances that people are going out of their way to show. For this man, Top 5 Troy, to paint over with a blanket statement and just say that everyone who dissed that video had a bias because they didn't do it for Kendrick Lamar is dangerous. And I'm going to show y'all why that's dangerous for Top 5 Troy to do that.
I didn't get that and I don't get that when I listen to the record. But again, I am happy to be wrong about that. But that's just an example of one thing that I felt was a reach on the 616 in LA, which is fine. When we break down these videos, we're not going to get everything right. When I break down lyrics and songs, I'm not going to get everything right. The odd thing is that people will accept all the inferences and references that What's the Dirt makes.
What just bothered me right there, what just made me twitch, is one word. He just said all. I'm gonna talk to you like an older brother, top 5 Troy. You come across intelligent, so it hurts your credibility. There's no reason for you to be saying absolutes. I believe you're too good for that. You're too good for that. You're good enough to point out, just like you did when you put up all the articles saying that Takeover is now better than Ether. Maybe I think too much of you. I don't know. I don't know you. You appear to be intelligent enough to defend specific positions instead of saying things like all. You're going to offend people. You're going to offend people who put their time into being the different, who wants to be detailed, who wants to show these things. When you say all, you have removed the option for you to respond saying if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits would be if you're talking only about a small segment or a particular type of people. When you say all, that means every freaking body that has a problem with some of the things that What's the Dirt said, we all fit into this category because you literally said all.
On the 616 in LA breakdown, but when there are reaches on Family Matters breakdown by What's the Dirt, it's this huge issue, or it's like you're looking too much into it, or this doesn't require that much study into this. But it's
so his two things was you looking too much into it, or this don't require that amount of study. That's not my problem. I had on the things I was passionate, which I stand on. Now, let me teach you something, top 5 Troy. When you say all, when you say absolutes, I only need one reason to the contrary, and everything you say doesn't fucking matter. I only need one. I have way more than one. The things that I was passionate about that he got wrong in Family Matters, that passion came from a direct critique of a certain kind of people. People grew up in the culture, people that grew up in the hood. Also, shocking to you, his feelings of one particular kind of people, which are good kids in mad cities. That's personal to me because I, too, was a good kid in a mad city. Type 01 when I stopped buffering. So one of the reasons I was scared to do this is because does anybody think I'm buffering? Type 01 if you can hear me clearly, because I don't want to say nothing and y'all don't catch it. I had to wait before I went live because my internet was turning off and on. I had to make sure I was trying to get a consistency. Type 01 if you can hear me. Type 01 if I'm completely good. I can hear you clearly. Okay. For just the second day, yesterday, I had to wait before I went live. You know, my internet shows blue when it's good. It kept showing red flashing. I had to turn it off, on. I don't know what's going on here in the ATL, Georgia. And it did it again this morning. So I waited before I went live just so I can make sure it was good. So we good, right? I don't know if I want to do it right now or if I want to wait on the Good Kid Mad City portion. I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. Your Wi-Fi is trying to hate on you.
it's like, this is the same guy. It's the same guy who did the 616 in LA breakdown. So what is your issue? Is your issue that he's reaching, or is your issue that he's giving Drake props on one of his songs? Again, I'm someone who pointed out, and I'm a
Why do you feel like you're the only person that pointed out reaches in both? I pointed out reaches in both. Why do you come across like I'm holier than thou? I did this, but everyone else. And if you are a fan of Top 5 Troy, you can't take up for him because he literally says the word everyone. He literally says the word all. Why do you feel that you're the only one that did this? It would have benefited you more to show specific YouTubers or specific people or specific comments, and that you want to break down the people who only feel like this. But it really hurts you when you say that it's everybody except you. It comes across as elitist.
Kendrick supporter. I do not listen to Drake's music like that at all. But I'm someone who pointed out that the 616 in LA breakdown was just, there were reaches and it felt a bit too much. I even did a video kind of mocking the Kendrick fans, or not the fans.
This man just said, I am the only one. So Top 5 Troy has read every single comment on social media. 100%. He read every comment on Twitter. He read every comment on Instagram. He watched every breakdown video. And from that, not a single person called out a reach. I'm going to play 16 in LA. And my people who've been here, my people who watch my videos are going to agree when I show you the reaches that he pointed out. So you are like factually incorrect when you say that you're the only person that pointed that out. This is why I started to get agitated, because of what it does to protect people who don't need protection.
Say dick riders who look so deep into every little aspect and say, well, Kendrick.
Nah, fam, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't give nobody credit for what they don't deserve. I don't. I'm gonna give you the credit that you deserve, and we're gonna go through that when I go back and revisit the Family Matters documentary that What's the Dirt called out. And even if you believe that, if you're an intelligent person, you should know better at the dangers of words. You should know better. There are hardcore Kendrick fans that's gonna hate anything negative said about Kendrick. There are hardcore biased negative fans that's gonna hate anything negative said about Drake. If this guy comes across as intelligent, and these people are looking for someone to make their biased viewpoint look good, even though he's not a part of them, he's helping them. He's giving them an unwarranted feeling of, I can bypass anything negative said about Drake in this documentary. I make documentaries all the time. People come on there and they like my documentaries. Then I make one and they hate that one. You have that option that you can do that. It isn't exclusive that if you hate one video, you dislike one video, especially if you're showing the reason why, that someone can just throw everybody in the category like that. If you understand the audience that you're out here in front of, you would be passionate not to do stuff like this. You would be passionate. People came in my chat in my last video and said things I didn't agree with about What's the Dirt. I literally paused the video to take up for What's the Dirt. People were saying, he's biased, John. He has a motive, John. I said, I don't think so. I actually think that he wants to be unbiased. I think the problem comes in is that when you're getting hate before the Family Matters video comes out, and you're getting upset, and you have this vigor to share everybody, I don't care what you say. It's sort of like, you know how people just go against the contrary for to go against the contrary? You can be blind and miss stuff. You can be blind and miss stuff. Everybody's saying green, I'm going to say red. I might not even feel red. I just like going against the grain. In this particular situation, even though the entire world is saying green, they may have been right. So I would never purposely go against the contrary. You just call it as you see it, which is still an option. You call it as you see it, but he has certain holes because he's not from the culture that he's not going to understand, which I'll go over.
he wore a white T-shirt because white represents purity. And
Salute,
it was 2
GS.
weeks after Labor Day, and he waited
Chevy
2
thing.
weeks because Drake waited 2 weeks to sign to Young Money, and Drake is and then like I made a whole video. It was called the Not Like.
Bro, why are you letting your comments make you paint a broad brush on everything? Bro, I'm gonna people that said some crazy stuff about you in my comments already. I don't agree with them. I don't agree. I don't watch some of you. They probably ain't never seen you till I just showed you. Just from this, they already saying bad stuff. That don't affect how I feel about you. That's the internet, bro. That's the internet.
Like a super deep breakdown, basically mocking that type of thing. And you have the 616 in LA breakdown by What's the Dirt. You have the Drake Family Matters breakdown by What's the Dirt. In one reaction, you guys give credence to all the reaches and references, and you guys give credence to them. And people are telling me, well, if you didn't understand all the little references, you need to go watch What's the Dirt's video. And if you don't understand it, basically, I'm not smart enough to understand it. Cool. Okay.
He's telling the truth. I actually saw people in his comment section saying this to him. I don't know you. I don't know, like there's a certain skill set I have, even with being a smaller creator. I think I'm a bigger creator. I'm definitely a bigger creator than Top 5 Troy with this channel and other channels, but I'm still looked at as a smaller creator. My experience on YouTube from having multiple channels since like 2010, someone can come up right now and in 1 year, they can have 1 million subscribers. And all of this, they have far achieved more than I have. They don't have that experience to understand how to handle being on YouTube. So they let these opinions from people in their audience and what they see get to them. Why can't there be an option that people saw lesser reaches in 616 in LA and saw bigger reaches and Family Matters? Why is that just not an option that's on the table? That's number one. Number two, why is it that it just can't be the reaches that's in Family Matters or reaches that goes not against Kendrick? Fuck Kendrick. I don't know that nigga. Fuck Kendrick. But some of the things that he's portraying can go against us. If something goes against you, I'll give you an example, right? Like, what if What's the Dirt did a documentary on a Korean rapper? And I'm specifically saying Korean rapper because I lived in the country of Korea, right? And in this, What's the Dirt plays the Koreans' lyrics of saying how he was in a restaurant in Korea and he threw chairs at the guy. And then What's the Dirt says, well, I don't believe that it's true he threw chairs because in Korea, you sit on the floor in restaurants. And then What's the Dirt goes and shows clips of restaurants in Korea that you sit on the floor. People are, Now, who's going to be more passionate if he got that wrong? Koreans or people outside of Korea? The Koreans are. That would be wrong. 95% of the restaurants in Korea, you do sit in chairs, you do sit up. There's a very, very small amount that you go in and you sit on the floor. That's what I'm saying. But so if Koreans came out and this is what they honed in on, because they know that this is incorrect information. They know that this guy's popular. They know he's going to put it out and is going against their culture. Aren't they going to be more passionate to point that out? That's what I'm saying, just as an example. But you're doing A and B fallacy. You're painting it's either this or it's either this when it's a bunch of more things in between. Another thing I'll critique you on, or where you could learn from Top 5 Troy, it doesn't matter if someone has a bias. And I put this in my last video. If someone calls me to debate race relations against a KKK member, when I accept this debate, I know he's biased. He's a KKK member. Guess what doesn't matter to me? His viewpoints. I'm going to break down every viewpoint this KKK member says in detail. I'm not going to care that he has a bias. You can have a bias and be correct, or you can have a bias and be incorrect. The only way to decipher through that is to look at the details of what someone is saying. I'm going to debate this KKK member as if he's not even racist. I'm only focusing on what he said. So the points in Family Matters, I can focus on what he said. Just like there was points in 616 LA, I'm like, and this is what's funny. In both videos, the things I called out are relating to ignorance outside the culture or what someone may not know. They're mainly on those topics. I'll give you an example right now that people know from my chat. It just scuffs my Timbs that he spent a lot of time on 16 in LA about wine coolers. It irked me because it just made in no part of niggerdom of America, in no part of black cultures, do we call the drinks that Drake drinks wine coolers. Them just mixed drinks, bro. You know what a wine cooler is in black culture? If I can find a picture of wine cooler. And I'm gonna tell you, I said black cooler. I'm gonna tell you why like you get picked on if you drink a wine cooler. See if I find one. This is a wine cooler, my boy. I'm gonna show you exactly what we in our culture call an actual wine. As soon as we see it, that nigga, they're drinking some wine coolers. This and only this. So this is what I'm saying. He stands out. This right here. These drinks right here. In our culture, if you go to a cookout and you see two coolers, one cooler full of beer, you might got some Seagrams in there, some Henny in there. You're going to open the second cooler. And when you see them, we automatically know them for the girls, them for the women. If we pull up to a cookout and a man is drinking one of those, he getting roasted. He getting picked on. What the fuck wrong with you, nigga? Weak ass nigga. In black American culture, this and only this is wine coolers. He goes on to double down on this by saying wine coolers, aka wine spritzers. Ain't nobody in Compton, ain't nobody in the most gangster part in the world ever used the word spritzer. This is when someone is from outside the culture and they're going on Google searches. I'm critiquing 616 in LA, by the way. This is when you're from the culture and you look at this, I'm like, wine coolers or wine spritzers. He then goes on to say, Kendrick Lamar only drinks wine. And this is where it gets dangerous on people. Like, he says Kendrick only drinks wine. And then he posts a clip of Kendrick Lamar saying he drinks wine. Bruh, Kendrick Lamar drinks far more than wine. There's actually clips of him drunk off that Henny online. This is somebody who does real research. You see how I can critique him on the video you say that we don't critique him on? Everything I'm saying right now, I've already said in the video. Only difference I did now is show the picture of an actual wine cooler. Everything I said, my chat, no, I've already said these things. But you go out here and say, everybody's just biased, and we just only want to critique that. The reason I wanted to point out the wine cooler because it was something blatant in my face that I can see someone who I felt had good intentions. I never felt that What's the Dirt was biased until probably today, which I'm going to show why. But even when I watched his Family Matters critique, I didn't think that he was maliciously biased. I thought that he was ignorant from not being born and lived in the culture. That's what I thought. Nobody... To the culture, to black people, Drake drinks mixed drinks. They may be a little bit weak, some wine and shit, but they just mixed drinks, bro. That was important for me to call out because it shows with great intentions you still cannot know things about the culture that you speak on. That's me with my critique on something he said that was a reach in 616 in LA. Now, I'm going to go and show you the reaches in Family Matter and why I would be more passionate why it will bother me more about a reach in Family Matters than it would in 616 in LA. Why the fuck do I care about a wine cooler, bro? See, these are different topics. You ask for someone to explain, so I'm explaining to you why someone can have more passion about the things he got wrong or reaches in Family Matters than what he got wrong or reaches. The wine cooler part, I just laughed. I was like, this nigga white. That's all I said. I just laughed a little bit. But in Family Matters, I'm like, hold on, bro. What is you doing? Show me a clip of people having fun in America, black party and shit, black hood. And someone says, yeah, I'm sipping on this wine spritzer. I'm going to give y'all a perfect analogy. Perfect analogy, right? Of when you are outside of a culture and you start doing Google searches, there are things and nuances you will miss. He Googled that. It met the definition of wine cooler, so he ran with it, right? I like, what's his name? Nerdy looking guy, had his hair painted blue. He is in video game, but he's very good at debating. Destiny. I like to watch Destiny debate.
Is it the debate bro from Among Us? Based on your description, I believe you might
My
be
Google
referring to
search
the
went
debate
off.
bro character.
Stop. All right. Let me show y'all where I felt that a Google search and him looking up information and he ran with it, where he will never know this unless he's in the culture that Destiny got wrong. Destiny was debating black people, and Destiny was pointing out this high percentage that black men in the hood are not in their children's lives. When they asked him why, he pulled up a census. Google search. Census say this: black woman live alone with her kids. When you are from the culture and you live in the hood, the things you see are not going to show up on a census. No, for starters, there's a running thing that we all know in the hood. You got to be in the hood to know this. Everybody know you could be at the corner chilling and Bobby Ray come and stand by you early in the morning, 7 o'clock. Damn, Bobby, where you about to go to? Nah, man, they supposed to be coming by my girl crib today. Bobby Ray can't be at her apartment in the hood, because if he's found in his girl's apartment, even though they both live together and they both are raising their children, because his name is not on that lease, because he has felonies. Once you have a felony, you cannot live in the projects. You cannot live in government housing. A lot of these dudes got felonies. So everybody in the hood know when you see that dude early in the morning, he know he got the drop. They coming by to do this. They coming by his girl crib. These guys who are in their children's lives would not be on a census. These guys, you would not know this if you're not from the hood. And if you're thinking this is a small percentage, this is a normal occurrence that we all know about in the hood. That's what I'm saying. The Google not going to show you that, but that's all you got because you're not from there, so you're going to ride with it. The Google going to show him, man, it's this definition of wine coolers. My nigga, that ain't what we call wine coolers. We are going to play the video where What's the Dirt critique the company man. And this is, to me, the far most damaging thing that hurts What's the Dirt, because we are critiquing, he may have reached or he may have got this fact wrong. That's cool. Everybody going to do that on YouTube. We're not critiquing his character. The way he responded to the company man critiques his character, and it hurts him far worse. It definitely hurts him. So after I finish with Troy, we're going right into play the video of where What's the Dirt critique the company man. My boy Troy then went and did a psychoanalysis on us. A psychoanalysis on us. He's doubling down on a point that he's 1000% wrong on, because he painted all of us on a one broad brush, one broad stroke. All of us. He has set a precedent that no one can ever call out anything that What's the Dirt got wrong when he talks about Drake. My question to you, why would you want to do that? You seem like you like discourse. You seem like you like intelligent conversation, especially on the aspect of hip hop. Why would you want to do that? Why would you not want to make a video going in and just simply rebuttaling key points people said about the Family Matters video, and then rebuttaling key points people said about 616 in LA video? Why would you want to do that? I don't understand that. Like me, I care about what you say. I don't care about what the guy or the YouTuber said before you. I'm looking at what you say, the words that come out of your mouth, and I'm gonna tell you why I feel like that's wrong. Because that's hip hop. That's what we do in our culture. That's what we do at the barbershops. Why would you want to do this? You say that doesn't invalidate the part of his video he made great points. In my review of Family Matters, I go on to say that this sounds crazy. Not him, but the whole world. That, like, once it hit me, one of the reasons I was waiting for What's the Dirt Family Matters video is because with the amount of research he does, if Kendrick Lamar put his hands on his girl, if anybody gonna find that, it's gonna be What's the Dirt. This is when it's coming out. He gonna dig and dig and dig. The man who is known for digging and digging and digging did not show anything that Kendrick Lamar put his hands on his girl. If you go watch my video, I still, even though I don't see this said, but the amount that he put out going through Kendrick Lamar's timeline of that day, where he was matching it, I even praise him because I love the fact that this man watched the Breakfast Club interview, went and looked for that date, and then went and looked for the dates in Chicago. Most people don't go that deep. Shout out to What's the Dirt for doing that. Even with going that deep, the entire theory that Kendrick Lamar put his hands on this girl is coming from one person, a white girl. One person. This has never happened ever. If you are at a public place like Las Vegas, and I use the example of UFC fighter John Jones, report came, he put his hands on his wife. There's an audio recording of the 911 call that he put his hands on his wife. There are tons of people around that hotel that came out to say these details. There is multiple security guards. You mean to tell me that Kendrick Lamar put his hands on his wife, and the way that he described the bruises and marks on Kendrick Lamar's wife, they called a little white girl? That's it. Haley, run up there. One person. All these songs, the songs Drake got and people dissing them, one person. And what's even crazier is when he got to the May 5th dates, you know who else was in Las Vegas that weekend? P. Diddy. P. Diddy was in Vegas that weekend. Not saying that he did it. I'm saying one thing to the contrary. At the UFC fight, the pay-per-view this last week, speaking of John Jones, they showed boxer Terrence Crawford. You know what the words at the bottom of the screen when they showed Terrence Crawford waving in the audience? Rapper Kendrick Lamar. An entire company called Terrence Crawford Kendrick Lamar, which is embarrassing. But it's impossible that one little white girl got a detail wrong or making this up. There's nothing else that's coming from the man who does deep research. What's wrong if I respond to his documentary and I point this out? What about this is just me hating on him or me being biased? I don't know no situation in the history of the world where all of these claims is coming down to one person. And yeah, and I saw that too. They're saying that the information that took place actually happened on the 25th. Kendrick was there on the 3rd. And you can make an argument. Why did he hone in on this detail? He just said it really, really quickly. Then match the rest of the theory that he was throwing out. That's enough information that people can come out here and be like, he biased. I don't feel he is, but it's enough for them to say it. So even though I disagree with the timeline that he put up, to me, that's enough information that if Drake wants to use that to diss Kendrick, go ahead. I said that in my video. Even though I think this shit is crazy. One girl. This comment on my screen goes with the theory that I'm saying is plausible. I'm not saying it's true, it's plausible. You can be biased by trying hard not to be biased. You've gained a reputation of making these super deep dives, and maybe there just ain't no deep, juicy shit coming from Family Matters. So you can make it that way. This isn't my theory. All I got to do is say one thing to the contrary. I've said like 5, 6 different things to the contrary of what you're trying to put out there, Troy. My bad. I didn't know he went on the screen. My bad. I'm sitting up here watching. Y'all just look at me like, what is he doing? I forgot. He ain't on the screen. My bad.
I just don't feel like Family Matters is that great of a diss. It has good disses on it. I think the stuff about Weeknd, basically just calling Weeknd gay, admitting to the world that A$AP Rocky smashed her BM. There was some good Rick Ross shots, body after body, Rick reading my Miranda rights. It was some good Rick Ross shots. And there was a good sequence about Kendrick. But overall, I have no issue with What's the Dirt's video. Like, I listened to the whole thing at the gym, on my way to the gym, and after the gym. Like, I left home. The video's so long. I left home, went to the gym. I kind of finished around that time. I didn't really take a huge issue with it. It's kind of like I've already broken down the song myself, so I can already understand the song. I don't need a breakdown of it. But What's the Dirt, he did do a good job at breaking down like certain things in the video that I didn't know. And then in his research on certain things, like man that appears at the end of the video, I think Andrew is his name. Like the research and the depth into like he goes into certain things. Like, yeah, I would have never figured that out because I just don't like that
Troy is coming across as he's the only one on YouTube that can look into the details and go both ways, when the people that I watch have done the exact same thing. I don't understand like why he feels that way.
I just listen to the lyrics. I don't really go that deep. So I did appreciate that part because he did unveil. So I did learn things from this video, but I didn't take a huge issue with it. I think the main point that we disagree on, me and What's the Dirt, I mean, I don't know.
I'm going to retouch up on points I said in my video yesterday, but if you want a full 2-hour breakdown on everything that What's the Dirt got wrong, you can click on my video from yesterday, but I'm going to go over some of those just to show Troy the difference of why certain people will feel passionate about other topics that maybe they didn't feel passionate about in 616 in LA. It doesn't have to be 100% exclusive. I love Kendrick, but I hate Drake. Although that can be true. I don't want to take him from. I don't want to make Troy seem like that's outlandish when a lot of people hate Drake. I'm saying it's not exclusive.
No, I would have to talk to him. But I just don't think Family Matters is that great of a diss record. I think it's a good song, but in terms of disses, especially when it's just focused on Kendrick, I just don't think it hits that hard for me. So good video though. You guys should go watch it. Yeah, my main question to the viewers though will be why do people accept every reach on What's the Dirt?
There he goes for anybody that's a fan of Troy and think I'm taking him out of context. He just asked, why is it that we accept every reach when people have called out the reaches? I'm going to call out the reaches in 616 in LA on this video. He like that just scuffs my Timbs. You are actually helping when you say that you're not a Drake super fan, and I don't believe that you are at all. It's sort of like, it looks like when someone is racist, wants to say something about black people, but they don't want to say it because they're racist. So they go find a clip of a black person saying it. So because Drake super fans feel this way, and you are not a Drake super fan, your video stands to help people you say you don't like. You say you don't like super fans on either side. You don't like Kendrick super fans. You don't like Drake super fans. But this video, if I'm a Drake super fan, I'm going to play your video and say, see, this is what I'm telling y'all. Even he says it, and he's not even a Drake fan. That's the danger of your video.
616 in LA reaction, but they have an issue and point out and ridicule the reaches on the Drake Family Matters joint. Like, this is the same guy making these videos. This isn't like,
because it's the same guy. I'm going to call out what he got right. I'm going to call out what he got wrong. And I did that on both videos.
Pitchfork, when Pitchfork gives Iggy Azalea's album a 6, but then they gave Kendrick Lamar's album a 4. And then people are like, Pitchfork, what are you, bro? They're different authors. These are two different people that are talking about albums. So you can't just hold them accountable for this score because they gave this album this score. No, this is What's the Dirt making the same video in the same type of
Hey, Troy, when you watch this, read this comment right below on my screen. Make sure you read this comment.
fashion. Why do you guys have issues with the reaches on Family Matters but not on 616? I kind of implicitly already know. Like, it's the elephant is in the room is like, What's the Dirt should not be allowed to make anything remotely praiseworthy of Drake. And also,
ironically enough, you're the one that's pushing that agenda. You are pushing that agenda. You don't even realize that you're pushing that agenda. You're making it so it's cool when What's the Dirt make his video on Meet the Grams if we call out him reaching. But when he goes after that and he reviews 616 in LA by your own words, not mine, not me taking you out of context, we can't say nothing. We can't say nothing when he reviews 616 and when he reviews The Heart Part 6 is what I mean. When he reviews and puts out a documentary on Meet the Grams, it's cool if we call out some of the shit he got wrong. But when he goes and does The Heart Part 6, we are automatically biased, wrong, have a motive and an agenda if we point out anything wrong he has in that video. That's what your video is coming across as.
Also, was
I'm gonna do both.
you're not allowed to critique Kendrick because your fan base consists of a lot of Kendrick fans because of the 616 in LA reaction that has 1 million+ views. So implicitly, the message is you're not allowed to critique Kendrick and you're not allowed to praise Drake. Like that's kind of what the message is. And I felt that
Up until I saw his response to the company man, I didn't think that What's the Dirt was intentionally doing anything wrong. And I said this in my video yesterday. I think What's the Dirt is ignorant on certain aspects of our culture, which I'm going to say. I will never say nothing without showing why I feel the way I feel. People in my chat disagreed with me. They kept chatting. He's biased. He's biased. I kept saying I don't have enough information to say that What's the Dirt is biased. If anything, he is going so hard to be unbiased. He feels the need to create narratives without any supporting evidence to make Kendrick look bad. It isn't because he disliked Kendrick and like Drake. It's because he wants so badly to show that he's not biased. So he needs to have enough shit on Kendrick as he does on Drake. You should not have a motive at all. You should just collect the evidence and go where the evidence takes you. That's what I feel.
to myself even a little bit to a way smaller scale though. You know, after I did my Drake, you know, his bars aged terribly. And then I did the videos about Kendrick and his family.
And look at the comments in my chat. Most of the comments in my chat that are mad at What's the Dirt is not mad at What's the Dirt Family Matters video. They're mad at his response to the company man, which I cannot wait to get into. Because he says one thing that is so fucking damaging for him as a human being, mixed in with him being totally tone deaf to Black American culture. That's two. I'm going to point out all three of these. The third one is, when I point this out, he is trying to disprove something that the company man says. And by him doing this, he actually proves the company man right. I cannot wait to show y'all.
Fan base and then the not like us breakdown. That's when I'm not allowed to say anything about Kendrick, or let me continue to make videos just so I can shake these like super fans out of my fan base. Because my videos are going to be nuanced. Like I'm not always going to say just because I like an artist doesn't mean I'm going to critique them, or a person, politician. So if you're that type of person where you feel like you're going to hold me, like because you saw this video of mine and you liked it, that you think I'm never going to have a nuanced opinion the other way. And if I do, then I'm morally wrong. If you're that type of person, yeah, I just want to shake.
Bro, I made my opinion on you. My opinion on you was, I like Troy. He cool. We don't agree all the time. I probably agree with Troy 65, 70% of the time. A lot of things, there's some things, hard things that Troy says I disagree with. I still subscribe because you're fucking stupid if you think you're going to live in a world where you're going to agree with the YouTuber. I can't stand when people do that. I like John. John's so intelligent. He breaks stuff down. And the one time I break down some shit that go against him, I even went against Kendrick Lamar harder than What's the Dirt did. When What's the Dirt tried to paint it as Kendrick Lamar is only out here fucking white women. I think Kendrick Lamar was fucking everybody, which is worse. I think he fucking everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, my audience probably didn't like that. That's how I feel. And then the funny thing was the clip he kept showing of Kendrick Lamar dancing with the girl on the wall kept dip. He showed that shit like 1,000 times. That was a dark-skinned Black girl. There's a dark-skinned Black girl. So I'm just like, certain parts I thought like I went harder than What's the Dirt did.
Take you out of my subscribers real quick, you know, because like
I will point out, but it's juicier if he just points out that Kendrick Lamar is only having sex with white women. It's more salacious. Let me tell you how he turned stuff around to fit a narrative, now that I think about it. In Family Matters video, he plays a lyric of Kendrick Lamar talking about fucking Black women. And then he laughs at him like, well, that's not what you were doing. You was fucking white women. He fucked white women at the Chicago show that you pointed out. Kendrick Lamar admitted it. You pointed out the date. You were correct in the information. why is it that you are choosing to believe who Kendrick Lamar fucks? Why did you hear Kendrick Lamar lyric of saying he fucked white women and say, yeah, that's true? But you hear him say he fucked black women. That's not true. What would make you do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say nobody. I'm not going to convict nobody of a thought crime. I'm not in What's the Dirt head. Only What's the Dirt know what he thinking. I can only tell you how it comes across. It comes across a certain way when you keep showing a picture of one white woman and you hone in on white so hard that you call this black man a milkman. Do you know what that means in our society? This is what I'm saying when you're tone deaf. Do you know what that means?
Like, we don't need that type of thing here. But yeah, anyways, that's all I got for today. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace. This is bars right here.
So that was it. But to be honest with you, for the most part, I fuck with Troy. Just that if someone fucks with me, they like my channel, but they want to take something and put it up and critique me. The one thing I'm not going to do is be mad. I'm either going to make a video back showing how they were wrong, or I'm going to make a video back showing like, hey, man, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Why is that not an option? You know who didn't do that? You know who has never done that? Like, damn, y'all could be right. Even though it's y'all culture, and I don't really come from y'all culture, everything y'all say in the culture to put me down or to diss me, you all are 100% wrong. What's the dirt? Why can't you take critique? What's the dirt? Now, I said that like, you're going to speak out when you're more passionate about something, right? So I can see this nigga reaching like hell in 616 in LA, and I can just laugh. You know what I'm saying? It's not that passionate about it, but like, that shit funny. This nigga wrong, he reaching. Then I can hear this nigga is reaching like hell. He's completely wrong or in family matters. And that could bother me enough to come out here and go live and speak passionately about it. You shouldn't care. You should look at the merits of my argument. Right? One of the things I was passionate about was his continuous portrayal of Kendrick Lamar as being the same as Drake, that they are not gangsters. He even laughed about that several times. Like, it's far-fetched that Kendrick Lamar can get you touched. When I mean get you touched, I mean that Kendrick Lamar could have some control when it comes to real gangsters in his hood, that they'll touch you. Now, first of all, I shouldn't have to defend this because this is a fact. The gangsters in his area saying this. They're on video saying this. They will fuck you up over Kendrick Lamar. Case closed. I don't even need to say nothing. But I want to go into the details to show how someone can try to be unbiased, but get information wrong because they're not of the culture. I did that in my breakdown yesterday. When you're not of the culture and you're only seeing stuff on TV or hearing rap songs, first of all, you're only going to hear for the gangsters about gangster shit and rap songs. Kendrick Lamar is one of the few people, you hear it sometimes, Nas, Kendrick Lamar, that they aren't the gangsters, but they're in that telling the stories. They're in that, they're living that life. No one in your neighborhood is going to let someone beat you up and fuck with you. They don't move to the right and you move to the left. Hey, we gangsters over here. Y'all bitch ass niggas ain't no gangsters. Get the fuck away. There's only one way the gangsters in your neighborhood will push you away if you're a good kid. Now, this has affected me personally because I am a good kid in the Mad City. You may not know I'm Macon, Georgia, but I'm 44 years old. So when I grew up, it was the 90s. You can go type in Google search. Macon, Georgia had a higher murder per capita than Compton. It was one of the dangerous cities in the entire fucking country. And I had to grow up in that a good kid. I had to go to the Boys and Girls Club being so dirt poor. I ain't got a bike like everybody else, so I got to use my talents and write and make sure I win this essay. Them motherfucking niggas didn't give a fuck about winning no essay. I want that bike. I was a good kid. So when I know this life of being a good kid in a mad city, and I know he's saying some shit that's 1000% incorrect to try to portray Kendrick Lamar and Drake as the exact same because neither of them grew up hood, that's going to passionately, for lack of a better word, affect me or make me want to speak out against it. The only time hood niggas will not hang with the good kid or want the good kid around is because they see so much potential in that they don't want that good kid to turn out like them. They will literally tell you that to your fucking face. Nah, little nigga, go over there. Nigga, you don't need to be doing this shit, nigga. This is something I never hear from people who report on our culture but did not grow up in our culture. So when he continuously mocked this in the video, now me saying continuously mocking is subjective. Maybe people may not feel like that, but I can offer my subjective opinion the same way he offers his subjective opinion. When he mocks this or he repeatedly says this, and I know for a fact that this is wrong. If you are at a function, let's say you're at a park, because a lot of different people from different sides of the city, you got people from the east side of the park, from the west side, you got a lot of gangs. I want y'all to think of the scene in the film Boys in the Hood, when Ice Cube and all of them was drinking in their car at night. And then the good kid in the Mad City, Ricky, pulled up. The good kid in the Mad City, Trey, pulled up. If you punch Trey in the face, all of them gangsters, Ice Cube and all of them, they are going to shoot you. The same way you can't do nothing to Ice Cube character and Boys in the Hood, you can't do nothing to Trey. Now, I say you can't do nothing to Ricky, but people just say, oh, that's just because he's his brother. Well, Trey is not his brother. Trey is their neighbor who lives across the street. You are a family when you grow up in the hood. The nerdy good kid, if he slaps the most gangster nigga in the face that he grew up with, they are going to fight one-on-one. None of the other street gangsters are going to join their leader and jump on him because they're from the same neighborhood. So the power that a Piru leader would have from Compton in Kendrick Lamar's neighborhood, Kendrick Lamar will have the same power because if he makes that call, if he is their representative that they're proud of, because that good kid that grew up in the Mad City did achieve greatness, and him achieving greatness is us achieving greatness. The same way the leader of the Piru can make that call and you get fucked up, Kendrick Lamar can make that call. Drake cannot do this because Drake did not grow up in the hood. Drake didn't have anybody that could have his back like that. Anybody that will beat your ass over Drake met Drake after he signed to Lil Wayne. They are taking up for Drake, the rapper, who could help them out in their life. Kendrick Lamar's people are taking up for Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. When you're from someplace and you know this to be fact and you watch a documentary and they get it completely wrong, that will more compel you to come out to speak about it. Yeah, Trey is the perfect character portrayal of good kid in the Mad City. You couldn't do nothing to Trey in that film because Trey is friends with gangsters. That's how the hood is. That's the accurate portrayal of the hood. So when you look at it this way, Kendrick and Drake are not the same as they're both good kids I grew up with. Kendrick and Drake are different because Kendrick grew up in the hood with gangsters that love him and Drake did not. They are different, not the same. if this was true, why didn't Drake go to the show in Oakland that Kendrick Lamar told him he cannot go to? Yeah, all three of the boys in the wood, they're all pretty good. Yeah. Another misconception, like I'm not gonna say more, but I think the number of good kids, if you aren't in our culture and you're looking from the outside looking in, the percentage that you think are good kids is way higher. Way higher. Then we had two niggas on my street on 3rd Street in Macon, Georgia. They pack that, baby. They packing that heat. You're gonna die. You're gonna die, my nigga. Like, but in my group of friends, and all of us live on the same street, all of us coming outside at the same time to play basketball, to walk in the alley, to steal candy out the store and shit. 95% of them were good kids. Meaning they weren't gangster. We'll all fight, but I think the representation of good kid in a mass city from the outside looking in is far less than the reality of the hood. You hear about the gangs and the killings in Jacksonville, but then someone went from outside the culture to Jacksonville, to these neighborhoods where Fulio grew up at and claimed about. They went to where Young and Ace was. And as they walk down the damn street, all you see are these good kids. All you hear are their stories of how it is growing up around these killers. There are far more good kids than there's being talked about on the internet, on YouTube. Another huge problem that I went over in my video yesterday, for those who didn't see, that I had a problem with Family Matters. And this contradicts what Troy's saying. It definitely contradicts what What's the Dirt said. If What's the Dirt has the reputation that he can dig extremely deep, give you this information to show you why he feel the way he feel. The information he found on Kendrick Lamar being envious of Drake on the come up directly contradicts that claim. I said it. I said he basically said two things. He said these are the two supporting statements in that documentary that he's saying Kendrick Lamar was jealous of Drake. Kendrick Lamar has a song that says, talk about Drake, damn, these niggas that much better than me. That was one. The other one is him talking about going on tour and all of this stuff that Drake has that he'd like to have. He said that that's envy. In order to have actual envy, you have to have resentment. Envy is negative. I remember I got signed. I drove to Atlanta. I walked into Shakespeare's house. Shakespeare made Pink's first album. He did Michael Jackson History. He did TLC Beat, I Don't Want No Scrubs. This was the first time in my life I can touch a Grammy. I can touch American Music Award. I'm walking in a mansion and there's 2 G-Wagons. I want what Shakespeare motherfucking got. I want that life. I'm hungry. I'm here. I just got to wrap my ass off all these niggas in this room. There was nothing that I actually envied about Shakespeare, the producer, because I didn't have resentment for him. I'm just a hungry nigga who feel like he's talented and wants to reach the mountaintop in the places that Shakespeare been. That's the same as Kendrick Lamar for Drake when Drake comes out and he's more famous than Kendrick Lamar. In order to match that with envy, you have to show negative words of hatred. If you don't do that, you don't have envy at all. But it gets worse. If you say that claim and you go and put inside your documentary that Kendrick Lamar only said positive things about Drake everywhere he went, Kendrick Lamar praised Drake on camera, you're contradicting your own claim. Troy, what's wrong with me pointing that out? What's wrong with me pointing that out, Troy? Let me rebuttal P. Crawford. I don't duck no smoke. P. Crawford said that Kendrick Lamar explained his envy for Drake on Buried Alive interlude, knowing they're around the same age, made him rude and impatient. This is hunger, my nigga. This is hunger. When I rapped in front of Goody Mob and all the motherfuckers down, these rich goddamn guys in Shakespeare basement, while he's sitting with beautiful women between his legs and shit, and I'm standing in the middle rapping goddamn song after song, trying to get them to sign me. Them liking me after I did that, I wasn't happy. You like me? What's next? What's next? Let's go. Let's go. I am rude. I am impatient. I want it. That is hunger. That is not envy. That is hunger. I am ready for it. Nothing you just even said, P. Crawford, showed a resentment. The word resentment is literally in the definition of envy. Google it and look it up. He has never ran away. Also, what was for someone who does a lot of research, I was surprised he didn't show this. When Kendrick Lamar said, "Damn, these niggas that much better than me," where did he get that from? That is literally a direct quote, a direct line from Kanye West, "Touch the Sky." Kanye West is just as hungry. Kanye West wants what Jay-Z has. Kanye West wants what all the big rappers at that time had. And at the same time, Kanye West is going to every single desk, every single major record label. He's so fucking hungry. He's literally jumping on their desk as he's rapping for them. Damn, these niggas that much better than me? Why wasn't it envy when Kanye West said it? Kendrick was literally quoting Kanye West's line. The amount of record sales that Touch the Sky had, and that was a major record. You can play Touch the Sky at any cookout now. And for him bragging about his audience age range going to be 40 years old, he should know if you play that song, everybody going to be standing around at the cookout. And when Kanye West say that line, everybody going to say it. Damn, these niggas that much better than me? I'm going on. Why didn't you know that? When people heard Kendrick Lamar say it, they knew it inside the culture. That was Kanye West's line. That's what I'm saying. You can try to be unbiased, and they're just things that you don't know because you're not of the culture. Why didn't you know that? What's the dirt? Why didn't you know when Drake said, "You're dead, you're dead, you're dead"? Drake was quoting Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar said that at the end of one of his freestyles, I think on Section 80. He got a music video for that. You're dead. Talking about reaches, I think he said it 3 times in relation to 3. What? No. He said it because Kendrick said it. Kendrick not only said it, he said it the exact same way Drake did. Or should I say, since he said it first, Drake said it the exact same way that Kendrick did. Why didn't you know that? So there's a running theme here, Troy, that matches what I critique What's the Dirt on. The things that he got wrong because he didn't understand our culture. If you're a visitor in someone else's culture and you love it and you are unbiased, you would not be offended by this. If you're hungry for knowledge and growth, you would simply be like, "Oh, wow, damn, I didn't know that." But I'm going to show you your man's, Troy, What's the Dirt has an issue with anything someone from the culture he's visiting and reporting on tries to tell him. We have another motive, same as you said, if we show him these things that are facts. Fact, that's a Kanye West lyric. Fact, you're dead is a Kendrick lyric. He has a problem if we say facts. Kendrick did not feel that he was better than Drake back then. Kendrick felt he was better than everyone. Everyone. Guess what you're supposed to do in the hip hop culture? Feel like you better than everyone. I don't even respect the rapper that don't. This is why no one had a problem with his Control verse but Drake. You're supposed to do this. You're not only supposed to do this in our black hip hop culture, you're supposed to do this in sports. I don't think Kobe Bryant is better than Michael Jordan, but I would have a lack of respect if Kobe didn't come out here and say he was better than Jordan. He's supposed to think that. That's our culture. Y'all focusing on that. Why? Ask yourself this. Y'all want us who critiquing this documentary to ask us questions. I'm going to ask y'all questions. Crawley, if Kendrick Lamar most famous verse is him saying he's better than every rapper and listen about 15 fucking rappers by name, why is it that you only focus that he feels that he's better than Drake? The man literally told you, I'm trying to murder all of you niggas. And then the people that heard it, whose name was mentioned, said, he right, that's how he's supposed to feel. You know why? Because everyone that agreed is in our culture and they understand this. Why are you making up theories if a nigga told you out of his own mouth? Another issue I had with the documentary on Family Matters, him trying to paint it as Kendrick Lamar is really upset because he has to hide that he wants to do what Drake wants to do. Kendrick Lamar really wants to go fuck all of these girls and live the same life as Drake, but he can't because he has a girlfriend. I didn't see no supporting evidence of this. You know why I didn't see it? Because a nigga that want that life ain't gonna tell on themselves. A nigga that want that life ain't gonna tell the entire world how disappointed they are in their actions. It'd be different if Kendrick Lamar had all of these women, which is crazy to me for Kendrick Lamar fuck all these chicks. Ain't no tell. Where's the tell-alls? Like, I'm the one that's reading information the right way. If I read a nigga upset that he cheated on his girl and he rapping about it, he telling the world, he's telling us he don't like these actions. He's disappointed in himself. Why would I just not read it for literally what it is and just go make up my own theory? Man, he just really want to break up with the old girl and fuck all these hoes. There's no reason to make up something to the contrary. He literally told us. I didn't see any supporting evidence that What's the Dirt put up when he said, when Drake said, you always rapping like you trying to free the slaves. he was like, my theory different. My theory is, he's not putting down black people or black people culture or anything like that. He's saying that Kendrick Lamar is a hypocrite. He doesn't do these things. I didn't see any supporting evidence of that. So if you say you're rapping like you're trying to free the slaves, I'm gonna take it for the way that you're saying it. Troy, didn't you tell us it's not that deep? Kendrick tells us how he feels. You literally just said it in the video we played. So what's wrong with me pointing that out? If I'm What's the Dirt, I'm a curious brain. I want to know why everybody is upset. I don't want to tell them how everybody is wrong inside that culture, except for me outside the culture. All y'all wrong about your own shit. I can't stand when white people do that. I just don't have the heart to do that. I just don't have the heart to fucking move to China and be in their culture and shit and tell them how they wrong or how they feel in their own culture. I ain't built like that. Let's get into this horrific video that I think hurt What's the Dirt's character. I don't think it damaged his character when people was critiquing the Family Matters video. But his response to us critiquing the Family Matters video, this is the one that actually hurts his character. Had to Dalala with all of my eyes.
All right, so enough of this bullshit. I'm gonna start clapping back at some of these people from YouTube online who are coming with baseless, stupid takes like this guy. But I'm not putting it up on YouTube because I'd only be doing them a favor. Like, a lot of these guys don't have a lot of motion. That's like they just don't, right? So I would be helping them.
Can you imagine that? Imagine what he just said. He's saying that us who critique him are smaller and he don't want to help our channel out. You join a culture. You blow up in 2 years. You play clips of all of us, these black people, saying how we respect the amount of research you do. We're not tiny when we click thumbs up on your motherfucking video. We're not tiny when we going out and supporting you. We're not tiny when we commenting on your video. We're not tiny when we breaking down your video and giving you praise. We're only tiny when we critique your fucking video. Do you understand how fucking elitist that sound? Like, that shit is horrific, and I'm fucking 23 seconds into the video. Instead of you being a man and wanting to just critique points, you want to throw us into all a big category. So unless you have the same amount of subscribers or more, you can never say anything that you disagree with in a What's the Dirt video. I've never done that. I've never done that. If you put up a credible argument, you getting this smoke from me. I don't give a damn how many subscribers you got. You getting this smoke from me. I just did Troy. I'm bigger than Troy. I didn't say Troy little. No. Why would you? And this is what I teach on my channel. People who subscribe and come here all the time, they know that it sounds like a broken record. I teach when someone purposely wants to be generic. Instead of going into the details, you should really pay attention to that. You should really pay attention to that. This is your comeback from us critiquing your video. We got to like everything you put out. The company man who he's about to critique Show What's the Dirt nothing but respect because the company man is a professional. I'm gonna wait before I get on that part because what he's gonna say is just gonna be so fucking fucked up. He showed What's the Dirt nothing but professionalism. But watch how What's the Dirt take it. And I'm surprised you wouldn't have a problem with this, Troy. Somebody coming out here and just putting out everybody because he feels like they have a smaller subscriber. So he's going to put out the fallacy. This is a fallacy. If you say anything about him and you have lesser subscribers, you have a motive. You want him to respond so you can get bigger. Or maybe, What's the Dirt? Because so many of us like you, and we can see where you're ignorant on certain subjects, you can hear it and you can be better. We're already supporting you. Why is that not an option? Why is that's what I said a billion times? When somebody is generic, you should worry. Because there's no reason. It's like going backwards. I give you something detailed. Instead of you dealing with the detailed thing I say, you go generic. You're masking that you don't want to answer that. Why does it have to be an absolute that if someone has lesser subscribers than you, they only want clout?
If I put it up on YouTube, but what I will do is fire back on Twitter. So that's what we're going to do. Now, keep in mind, this guy in particular, when I was talking about Kendrick and breaking down Kendrick's lyrics, I was a genius. I was brilliant. I was extremely nuanced. His words.
Also, when you go back and watch the company man's video, when he's saying all this great praise about you, he still goes and points out in that video things that he felt you reached on. He still did that. It's up. You can go see it. Why is it he couldn't feel in this video you had more things wrong or more things that was out of touch? Why is that not a possibility? He did not say 100% of everything you said is fact. He made it a point to point that out. Why are you trying to blanket it as if he said your 616 review was perfect? Why are you reading the information backwards? If someone likes my shit, and I know they always come over here to support me, and I see that they're making a video where they disagree with me, my curious brain, I want to know the specific details of what they're saying. I'm not trying to paint it as you said those positive things about me because you like Kendrick, and you're saying these negative things about me because you hate Drake.
His words, right? Funny how now that I'm breaking down Drake, that has all changed, right? Now I don't understand the culture. Now I shouldn't be speaking on certain things.
I'm always shocked when people in the comments, like the analysts, people who interact with the content that I create, the videos I put out, when they say things like, man, I used to watch you in middle school. I watched you in high school. People will tell me all the time, man.
I went in middle school, I went in high school, but I did look up to the company, man, because y'all know my goal, I've always wanted to be a writer. And so he was one of the people that I looked up to, you know, and the way he did his videos on Hip Hop DX. This is an outstanding brother to look up to when you want to get into that. So how What's the Dirt is about to break down this guy's fucking career is just fucking wrong. It's just wrong. He never broke down What's the Dirt career. He critiqued What's the Dirt on the topics that he disagreed with. That's all he did. This man did not deserve what the bullshit What's the Dirt is about to say about him.
Man, when I was in high school, I used to watch you every Saturday. I'm a doctor now.
Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? Anyways.
Perfect example of being tone deaf. Perfect is you're gonna take somebody in our community and trash all of their accolades like that because he had a difference of opinion on specific topics that he named in one of your videos. Gonna mock. Use words and lyrics that you got from our culture to do this to this guy because he critiqued your fucking video with respect. This makes niggas not want to fuck with you. This is far more damaging. This video is far more damaging than anything you said in the Family Matters documentary.
You know what I mean? It's like crazy to me. And so I can understand who the majority of the people are who tend to watch a lot of these videos. And I imagine the same is happening for Matt. And he's got a lot of support from industry people. He's building relationships very quickly. But I'm not quite sure. And I'll say this. And I know for a fact that most of the people who are watching these videos are probably middle schoolers and high schoolers, just in general, because that's what it is in our space, especially.
Wah, 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 wah. Hey, Justin, you do realize there's a thing on YouTube called YouTube analytics. You don't need to fucking guess at who's watching your videos, but it's kind of funny how you said you knew for a fact that all my audience is middle schoolers and high school. But let's just actually look at my analytics. Let's actually check the data. As you can see here, not a huge hit with the ladies, right? Not a huge hit with the ladies. 14%. I appreciate every one of you that do watch. Most of my audience are men, right? But when we get down to the age category, ages 13 to 17 years old, 1.2%. So my question is Justin Hunt stupid or is he just dumb? People watching my content are in between the age of 25 and 44 for the most. 40.
Let me tell you what I thought about when I saw this part right here. Number one, I thought that the company man was literally incorrect. You see how that fucking works? Follow facts. The company man said that most of his audience is young. The company man was 100% wrong. He backed that up with facts to show that. I want y'all to pay attention to what's going to happen in the rest of this video, right? There's other things that company man going to talk about. He is going to belittle the company man reputation. He is not going to do this factual thing on nothing else on any topic. So because he has this fact where the company man was 100% wrong on, he's going to always come back to this to mask the other thing. That's what I saw in this video. Me, boom, you prove wrong, I'm moving on. He's going to use this basis. Now, I had to ask myself because I'm a curious person and I love to learn. And a lot of y'all heard me. I've made the same mistake that the company man made. I'm like, yo, it's hip hop. Hip hop normally teenagers 20 some years old. But then I thought about it when I looked at my numbers, which matches What's the Dirt numbers, which I'm probably more than confident is going to match the company man's number. The reason that is going up to older people that are watching content like this is because younger people don't really care about lyrics like that. It is our generation that care about the lyrics like that. That's only my theory. That's only my, it could be other theories. I could be completely wrong on this. But when you start talking about double entendres, triple entendres, younger people tend to be followers. So if a lot of people are saying Drake winning and Kendrick Lamar hasn't made Euphoria, they're all dissing, talking shit, and putting down Kendrick Lamar. When younger people seeing people break down them lyrics and saying how awesome Euphoria is, younger people switching sides. They're disingenuous, a lot of them, because I don't want to stereotype everybody. A lot of them are disingenuous, and they're going to go with the flow. It is the older generation that wants the details. So that's why the numbers are the way they are. But my thing is, bro, the company man said something incorrect. You factually showed that he was incorrect. Kudos. Good, bro. And I love learning that information. Then why not just do the rest for the entire video? Why does he have to be dumb or stupid? A man with degrees who have an accomplished career working for major hip hop outlets. writing for major hip hop outlets. Why does he have to be dumb and fucking stupid? If we're going to use the basis that he got this number wrong that makes him dumb and stupid, then what the fuck does that say about you and all the shit you got wrong? What's that say about? He made his response in one day. You take 3 fucking months to put out a video and have a fucked up shit inside of it. I never called you dumb or stupid. He never called you dumb or stupid. You're letting your inexperience of blowing up so fast that you don't have that amount of time on YouTube. You're letting that. You're taking it so personal that at best you're jumping out of character. At worst, you're showing us your real character and who you are. All of this is unnecessary. All you got to do is critique the points that he fucking made.
50%, 25 to 34. Middle schoolers and high schoolers aren't watching my content. So the whole reason and how you just framed your angle against me was fucking stupid.
I'll say this, and I know for a fact that most of the people who are watching these videos are probably middle schoolers and high schoolers, just in general, because that's what it is in our space, especially.
It's ignorant. It's ignorant. And it is pretty disgusting, but I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. It's not working because it's stupid, but I do see what you...
Why couldn't he just be wrong? Why does this mean that there's a narrative? So many fucking people came on my channel yesterday when I was breaking down your inaccuracies and your reaches, and they kept saying that you were biased. I, as a critical thinker, did not have enough information to say that you're biased just because you got a bunch of shit wrong. Why, when he get this number wrong, this accomplished man in every aspect of journalism in hip hop, why does that mean he has a motive? Why would you reach that fucking far if you don't want people to feel that you fucking reach? Why?
I peep game.
Matt, what's the dirt? Continues to make a point that
I peep game. Please tell me that's normal shit you say in your real world. That's what you say all the time when you're around your girl and everybody. Please tell me that's how you really talk. What's the dirt? I peep game.
15 years from now, he wants to be the go-to guy. He wants to be the guy that has the best coverage of this battle, and probably any coverage of any battle or beef that he makes videos about.
All I do is do the very, very best job that I can. The very best job that I can. I try very, very hard to research. I put a lot of time into this. Keep in mind, we're talking about a Family Matters record that came out 4 months ago. I'm taking my time with these records. Yes, I am.
This was the most sincere part of the video from What's the Dirt. I believed him. I believe he's trying to do his very best job. You can try to do your very best job and still get information incorrect. Why is that a problem? Why does that mean people hate you? Why is it okay that we can say when you got something right, but we're dirty or got a motive for some shit if we point out what you got wrong? Why? I try to do the best I can at everything. I'm a fuck up, man. I'm a human being. I'm going to fuck up. I probably fucked up in this video. Somebody call that out. That's cool, bro. That's cool. I can see it if they got a negative energy towards you where it's looking kind of personal. There is nothing coming from the company, man, that displays any kind of personal or negative energy that he has towards you. And you yourself said that multiple times he gave you praise. In giving you praise every single time. Every video you can show he gave you praise. He did say you reach. He did say that you get stuff wrong. And he said that about your Kendrick Lamar videos. But you don't show that shit.
There are things that Matt just isn't in the position to properly contextualize.
Like, What's the Dirt is a really great YouTube channel to me. I think he's from Canada too, if I'm not mistaken.
He is.
And so, like, his approach to it is super nuanced. You know what I mean? And you could tell he puts a lot of heart and passion into it. You know, and I think he does a great job.
Oh,
and his earnest.
This is how you're ignorant, and I mean literal, the definition. Not putting you down. I feel like you're ignorant. I called out before. You think that video hurts him and his credibility. That video hurts you. Because in his critique right here that you're going to show, he doesn't end saying that you're biased. As a matter of fact, the part that we're going to get into about the 37 N-words, he puts up both options. He said, what if you're right? If you're right that Drake actually pointed out the N-word 37 times because he's 37 years old and it's not a reach, that makes Drake look bad. Then he pointed out what happens if you're wrong. So even in his critique video, he never said that you have a position and a biased position. He played it both ways with maturity. So if he did that, and you show a clip of him saying that you're straight on and you approach it straight nuance, and he gave you the benefit of the doubt of approaching it straight nuance in his critique of you, then that clip you just played makes you look bad. It don't make him look bad. I almost said something. Almost said something. Woo!
Efforts to be objective. He states a lot of opinions as if they are fact.
You mean kind of like what
he said that in the video about Kendrick Lamar, in the 616 video. This isn't his first time saying that about you. So in the video he gave you praise, he said the same thing. The difference is when he said that, he mentioned positive things. And this one, when he says that, he's mentioned things where he feels that you was off on. And that's what's hurting your feelings. The company man has not changed. He already said this before. If he said this before in the video, you saying that he giving you praise because he's putting Drake down, then you're contradicting yourself. He's not contradicting himself. You're contradicting yourself.
what you just did regarding my audience, claiming that, all high school and middle schoolers watch me and that's it?
Did I not say this is the point he gonna come back to? We're on a different subject. He gonna come back to this point because he know the company man was wrong on that one point. I don't need to do that. If I feel that you're wrong on another point, I'm gonna show you wrong on the other point. Why are you going back to that? I told y'all.
You mean like that? Like speaking facts like that?
I'll say this. And I know for a fact that most of the people who are watching these videos are probably middle schoolers and high schoolers, just in general, because that's what it is in our space.
This literally has nothing to do with what he's talking about now. He just want to die on this one point that he has.
Drake strategically trolls Kendrick by getting his own mother to start off the track, requesting that Drake not use the word.
Maybe in this song, you shouldn't start by saying...
It's pretty clever because his mother probably doesn't approve of him using this word either. She probably asked him many times over the years not to use it,
shit.
But she ultimately couldn't do anything about it because Drake is half black. The other side of his family uses it. So she had really zero.
Drake is half black. The other side of his family uses it. I have a fundamental rebuttal to that.
I might get agitated. It was what's about to happen because what's about to happen is the worst take he got, which really shows me his character. Because to me, and this is my subjective opinion, he's going to try to say that he didn't put down black people while putting down black people. Watch this.
Just to tell you guys ahead of time, his rebuttal sucks.
Okay, again, when I was talking about how I didn't realize middle schoolers and high schoolers were my primary audience, it still trips me out. I had no idea. I'm writing to compete with, Rachel Maddow.
So you guys see what he's trying to do here, right? He's trying to frame it like my content is fucking corrupting the youth or some shit. It's a slime ball snake move is what it is. It's snaky as fuck, slimy as fuck, completely wrong, but that's what he's trying.
I disagree with you. He's saying the same critique. Ask yourself why two intelligent black men is having the same critique of you. In my video yesterday and also my video today, I'm saying if someone's 10 years old and they're going to be 20 years old and a narrative is painted that you provided no details on that's not true, that would paint them to see something that didn't happen the way that it happened. If you're going to have the documentary that you want to last the test of time, we should come out and show what you were wrong on that, because it could give the youth, whether you're 1% watching now, your goal, if your goal is to last the test of time, your goal, you are literally trying to reach the youth. You are trying to reach the 10-year-old that's going to be 20 years old. You are trying to reach the 15-year-old that's going to be 25 years old when this beef is long gone 10 years from now. And if you get things wrong in that, that's going to give them a false perception of what we know who was here during the time during 2024. Why did you take it so personal?
Trying to do.
He gave probably to his mom and said clearly his dad side of the family uses it. My family growing up didn't use the N-word.
Right here.
I made a whole video on my channel. I didn't say the N-word for 20 years.
Bro, I could kind of tell.
But it's not.
That's the worst shit your bitch ass has ever done on YouTube. You don't understand how damaging what you just did is. You don't even know why I'm mad right now. You're waiting for me to say it. That is the worst shit you have ever done your complete full time on YouTube. I'm gonna ask you this, you know what I'm saying, in case I get it wrong, because I would love to hear your rebuttal to this. Why did you take a well-spoken, educated, successful black man who's articulate and laugh at him and mock him, saying, we know you didn't say the N-word? Because I'm going to tell you, since I don't want to convince you of a thought crime, I'm going to tell you what it comes across as. Instead of telling you what you meant, I'm going to tell you what it comes across as to us in the culture. It comes across as if he's corny for being educated and being black. It comes across as you're laughing that he ain't got no gangster persona. That what you think of black people, my boy? This is what we want our children to grow up as. We want our children to be clean cut. We want our children to be well spoken. We want our children to be educated. Why the fuck are you laughing at a man who comes across like this? Why? If your goal isn't to say that I don't think this way of black people, why are you laughing that he, quote unquote, comes across like this? This is the worst shit you've ever done on YouTube. Who the fuck are you to laugh? And what are you trying to say in that? Because if he's well-spoken, what's the dirt? And he talks like this, what's the dirt? And he's educated, what's the dirt? And he ain't said the N-word growing up. What, nigga, you said the N-word growing up? You cooler than him? You run around saying the N-word? Because wouldn't you be the same as him being white? Wouldn't you be the same as him? So you think you corny? This is the worst shit you've ever said. And if I'm wrong, tell me what you're laughing at. Let's watch it again. What the fuck is so funny about this educated black man saying that? What is so uncool?
I could kind of tell.
I made a whole video on my channel. I didn't say the N-word for 20 years.
Bro, I could kind of tell.
But it's not a...
In Drewski's voice, hey, what you mean by that? What you mean by that? We want to know. Inquiring minds in the community that you're profiting off of as a guest. We want to know what you mean that you can tell he never said that. And I want to know what the fuck is so fucking funny, my nigga. That's that Nick Fuentes laugh. I'll be a proud father if my two sons turn out to be like the company man turned out to be. I'll be proud. When you don't live, when you never lived that life, it's cool to you. That old gangster shit. Yo, those are the cool guys. This guy's a loser nerd. We don't want our kids going through that shit. We don't want our kids to get fucking felonies. We don't want our kids getting shot. We raise our kids to get the fuck out, educated, and make a goddamn successful life. What the fuck is so funny? My son, 12 years old. By 12 years old, I said nigga a billion times. Nigga, nigga, nigga. I said a billion 100 times a day. My son ain't never said the N-word. It's foreign to him. It look weird if I call my son saying that. I'm happy.
Word that every black family uses. It's not a word that's accepted in the house.
So you see what he's trying to do to me there, right? He's trying to frame it like I believe every black person uses the N-word and every black family uses it.
You know what? I'm going to let you make your point, and then I'm going to make you look bad.
Now, I didn't think I need to put this clip in the fucking video, but this guy obviously doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to this. So let's look at why I would say that about Drake's family.
And I'm also like, I come from a family in Memphis, Tennessee, where it's like, it's just something we say to each other, you know, and it's like,
I personally don't believe this guy's really that intelligent. I don't. To me, it's clear that he took the best Twitter talking points and regurgitated into a video. There's also the fact that the last time he made a video about me, it did really well for him. So I see the play.
You can only talk about him because you wanted to get views, and the video did very well. Don't ask for something you're not ready for. What's the dirt? What's the dirt? You quit your job. You quit your 9 to 5 to do YouTube full time. You are very successful. Everybody's waiting for your stuff to come out to talk about it. When you ask for that, let me tell you something my mama told me, some stupid shit I did. I bought a goddamn car, put the biggest rims I can on it. I put the PlayStation in it. I had a secret compartment built in the middle of my console for the wine bottle. Young, ignorant ass nigga. My mama said, John Shay, I know you think these little girls and stuff gonna watch you, but everybody is watching you. A week later, a gun in my head, I got raw for my car. Everybody watching me. You cannot want to be this big on YouTube and do it full time, and then get mad when people critique your fucking video. That comes with the fucking territory. That's what you wanted. It's like these celebrities. I can't go nowhere. The paparazzi there. When you had dreams of being fucking famous, when you had dreams of being on stage on MTV and performing for the Video Music Awards, what you're saying is you're asking for when you walk outside the door, the paparazzi take a fucking picture of you. You got 1 point, and that was on the demographic of your audience. Every other point this man is making, you're destroying his character, and he never did that to you. He went out of his way not to do that to you. You're doing this without evidence, and it hurts you. You want to be the guy known for evidence, but you're giving this guy all of these motives with nothing substantiating to prove it or to even show it. Where had he shown, I want views? I want to personally hurt What's the Dirt? Because all I'm showing, he watched your shit, he saw things he didn't like, and he's speaking on it. You done destroy and put down this man's entire career, and he never did that to you. He never did that to you.
But what he's trying to set up here and the shit he's trying to angle against me is fucking disgusting. It's snaky as fuck. It's disingenuous as fuck. And I don't fucking appreciate it.
This is a great example.
So, like, the good in me wants to be like, What's the Dirt is new to YouTube. He blew up pretty fast, and he can't handle this pressure. He's taking all this personal. That'd be the best case scenario. Another example is, this is how ignorant he is of our culture. This video is actual fucking proof that he doesn't understand the culture he wants to benefit from. If your only conclusion, and you're being genuine, if your only fucking conclusion is that this man is doing all this dirt, you call him a snake. You called an accredited journalist who went out of his way in every video to not try to paint you as some evil fucking person or to have a motive. Even when he sees things that's upsetting to him in the video, he still didn't do this. You just called this man a fucking snake.
Example of getting lost in your own hubris.
He said this is a great example of me being lost because I assumed that all black families use the M-word, and he's trying to peg that on me and put that on me. That is bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. Fuck this guy.
But he's defining this as clever. And again, I'm still shocked every day that middle schoolers and high schoolers are the ones who are most impacted,
Yeah,
at least
you're probably right
on a regular basis by the work.
So you see what I'm saying? He uses this middle school, high school thing as like the basis of his fucking argument, which is completely idiotic because we just looked at the analytics. So his whole framework there is fucking stupid. Stupid.
He gives a probably for what his mom might think. He says definitely his family uses that word.
I said probably, meaning I don't know for sure that his mom ever asked him not to use it. I don't know that. Maybe she could have asked him not to use it. Maybe she asked him many times not to use it. Or maybe she just let him be. I don't fucking know. That's what the probably means there. That is what the probably means. But like when you try to take words like that and reposition and flip it to contort whatever stupid ass narrative you have, this is what you get. This is what you get.
So he's presenting things as if they're certain, but it's not certain.
How do
I got you right here. I'm gonna show you by your own words you do that.
the fuck am I presenting things as certain when I preface with the word probably?
You did not preface with the word probably when you contradicted your own self in your Family Matters video. In your Family Matters documentary, you said that there is zero evidence to show that Dave Free is the father of Kendrick Lamar's child. You followed that up with evidence that they're cool, they're friends now. So you don't think that happened. After you said all of this, you then look at the camera and said, come on, guys, Drake got this from somewhere. You presented that Drake got this is somewhere with certainty. You didn't show any evidence of this in your documentary. You show evidence to the contrary. Why would you say that Drake got this from somewhere after you just painted the picture that it's a fucking lie and you don't even believe it? If you're going to say Drake got it from somewhere, your goal is to show how Drake got it from somewhere. If you don't have that, do what you just lied and said. Say probably. You said, come on, guys. He wouldn't say it unless it came from somewhere. So you just fucking lied.
Maybe. You do know what those words mean, right? Probably and maybe. It means not for sure.
And what's also really clever here is that Drake is 37 years old and he says the N-word 37 times on this track. And I believe his reasons for doing.
Okay. Another bad take I'm going to get into. I wanted you to get all your N-word take out the way because I want to say this right here. You're upset because you think that he paint the picture that you feel all Black Americans say the N-word. By your own words, not the company man's. He has nothing to do with this. This is all you. By your own words in this video, you're laughing. You're making a mockery of him when he says he never said the N-word. I feel by what you said, you think it's uncool that if Black people grow up and they never say the N-word. You made me feel that way by what you did. So while you're saying you're trying not to stereotype Black people, you came across as if you're stereotyping Black people. We not cool if we grow up and come across like him. You did that.
Doing this is he's basically saying the word for every year that he's been alive to symbolize that he was indeed born Black.
Now, I talked about, I don't even know if I really talked about.
Let me get on that before I get on this 37 crazy bullshit this motherfucker said, and he's standing on this crazy bullshit. What's the dirt? Why do you think it's clever that Drake started his song off saying the N-word that many times and going against his mom? I'm curious to know this because sometimes I have to remove my opinion and I have to go with intent. And I hope you catch on to this, motherfucker. Drake's intent and Kendrick Lamar's intent is to make the majority of people like what they're saying about the other person. How do I know this? Because if they didn't give a fuck about gaining the majority of people of liking what they said in a diss track, they would have dissed each other and just privately sent it to each other. There's a reason that these diss songs came out publicly. They're putting it out to talk about the other person, but they're putting it out for us. So if his intent is to gain the majority of people to like the lines he says, and ain't nobody rocking with him saying, nigga, nobody rocking with that. Objectively, how is that clever? Wouldn't clever be you're putting something in your diss song that a lot of people like? Wouldn't that be clever? It was unoriginal. Do you know how many people on the internet came out the day Euphoria came out, and when Kendrick Lamar said, we don't want to hear you say nigga no more? Do you know how many tweets, how many people on Instagram saying Drake gonna come out, first thing he gonna say is nigga? We saw it coming a mile away. It was a yawn. A song by song now. It's about to start now. How's that clever? Wouldn't clever be something that's different that people don't see coming? How is Drake saying that clever? Objectively.
About this, I definitely retweeted this moment when I saw this yesterday. I honestly, after I saw this, I almost tuned out
I reached for the fucking stars with Kendrick Lamar. Came with theories that like he was talking about the Kill Bill movie when that probably might not be the case. Like the most insane theories possible, like reaching for the fucking moon. And knowing myself that Drake does and is good at taking dates.
You reached with the wine coolers in 616 because you didn't understand that Black Americans don't call Drake drink a wine cooler. You reach with the Dubai line. This is something that people do in battle rap. They're gonna say instead of like to Dubai, do Dubai. This happens all the time in battle rap. And someone outside the culture would say, well, Kendrick Lamar used to battle rap. Nigga, I used to battle rap. I used to beat so many people in battle rap that I got retired. What I did is fucking peons compared to how smart and intelligent these professional fucking battle rappers are. They will wipe the floor with me. It is a difference. You said that Kendrick Lamar mixes up and do these words all the time, but you didn't show any examples of that in 616 in LA. Look at me. I'm critiquing 616 in LA. I'm critiquing the song that makes Kendrick Lamar look good. Look how unbiased I am. People have called out your reaches. What you don't want to admit is that every reach ain't the same. Some reaches like, nigga reaching. It's all right, though. You know, the rest of his point is flying on this, but that part was a little reach. And then there's a reach that's like, nigga, this is stupid. This is dumb. This is fucking hilarious. I can't believe you said this dumb bullshit. All reaches ain't the motherfucking same. And one of your biggest, craziest fucking reach is saying that Drake said 37. He said the N-word 37 times because he's 37 years old. Let me tell you what I believe happened. Let me let you keep rocking.
And numbers and flipping them and using it in his music. Why can't this pertain to Drake? Why can't this pertain to Drake when he uses the word heavily throughout the track? He uses it heavily because it is a rebuttal to Kendrick asking him not to use it. So when I noticed he used it that many times, I'm like, holy shit, he's really turning up on this song with his use of the N-word. Like, what the fuck's going on here? I did a quick Control F, and it came up 37 times. So that's pretty interesting. Now,
all I need is one rebuttal. When you say something is fact, I only need one. I'm gonna give you more than one. Maybe Drake said the N-word more in this song because this is one of the longest fucking songs he made. Maybe Drake said the N-word more in this song because he's rapping in a really fast cadence, and a lot of little trick rappers do. They start throwing that nigga in there. Nigga, the word nigga comes off real cool off the tongue when you tongue twisting trying to rap fast. Now, my nigga did this, and now, my nigga did it. All I need is one single thing to the contrary of what you're putting out. Just one. I just gave you two. Just be like, and then also like, nobody listened to nobody, white, black, nobody but you listen to Family Matters and like, yo, he's saying the N-word all the time. Maybe you like it because you think people are cool who say the N-word, since, you know, the company man is somebody to laugh at because he grew up not saying it. I don't fucking know. Theory. you typed in, nigga. But hold on, I want to make sure he finished because this shit is so stupid.
I'm not saying it's a reach. It could be, but to like completely destroy me.
Hey, I normally don't do this. I normally give people benefit of doubt and be like, look at my subjective opinion. But this shit is so crazy. My nigga, there is no could be. There is no could be. You saying Drake sat down and said, I'm going to say the word nigga 37 times because I'm 37 years old is a guaranteed fucking reach. It is the biggest reach you have ever said in any fucking video. Let me show you why as somebody who is a rapper. And I can't believe I got to do this. I shouldn't have to do this. Shit is so fucking crazy that you doubling down on this stupid shit. If I'm going to say nigga 37 times on purpose in my song, the song is going to end or somewhere in it where I'm going to relate that back to my birthday. My birthday is coming up somewhere in the fucking song. I'm not just going to say nigga 37 times while I'm rapping and dissing people and giving them all this other stuff by hopes that somebody in the public goes and count how many times I said. There is no correlation to nigga and birthday except for you just randomly getting a number. Oh, that Drake 37 years old. There is nothing in Family Matters that leads you to this. Now I'm going to give you my own subjective opinion. When you're getting all of this love from how deep you go with your investigation on your documentaries, it could be, in my opinion, there's nothing that deep about Family Matters, and you're worried that you're not going to have that much material to go off of. This could be on purpose or this would be subconsciously. So you're now looking, reaching for the fucking depths to find something to make your video stand out over all of the videos that's already been posted while they was waiting for yours to come out on Family Matters. I don't know if that's true. Plausible, though. If you doubling down that there's a possibility that Drake purposely said the word nigga 37 times because he's 37 years old. That is embarrassing. That's the level of reach. That's fucking embarrassing.
Me on it when I had my takes on 616 and Euphoria were fucking 100 times more insane. Just proves that
no, nothing you said on your 616 breakdown is more insane than this. I'll tell you why. I'm going to defend you against yourself. Even when you was reaching in your 616, because you did reach in 616, there was correlation. By Yachts When I Get the Fever. Yachts, the name of it, Predator. Teenagers on the Boat, Millie Bobby Brown. You're literally showing why you feel the way you feel. You cannot show why you feel Drake said nigga 37 times because he's 37 years old. You do it, I'll retire from YouTube. I'll cancel all my YouTube channels. Show me a correlation of why Drake said nigga 37 times because he's 37 years old. There's no correlation.
This is not a me thing. This is a Drake thing. This is a Drake thing. They don't.
And it looked like, I don't know, I haven't researched this. Your count may be off. It looked like somebody saying he said it 38 times. Fucking idiot.
Want to hear anything about Drake. Drake is incapable of doing this. Only Your Highness Kendrick Lamar.
Let me show you how crazy you sound. I feel I'm taking up for Drake. I feel your theory hurts Drake. I guarantee you Drake laughing his ass off. This motherfucker thought I said 37 niggas because I'm 37. Lord, boy, they be doing anything on the internet. I'm making Drake look good by saying your shit is fucking stupid. Because it's worse if he did it. So it's not, I'm saying that Drake is incapable. Drake is smart enough to know, like, or Drake or his ghostwriters, if I do this, I need to correlate this somewhere in my song about my birthday. I'm helping Drake more than you are. So you're right. You're not biased. You're fucking stupid.
Jesus himself is able to do these types of things. That's what these guys think.
Let's imagine that What's the Dirt nailed this. Maybe.
Wait, Drake 38 years old? Drake birthday in October. So whatever age he is the age he was in when he made Family Matters. How? He's 37 years old. He'll be 38 in October.
Let's say that this is his 616 moment where he's saying Kendrick is rapping from Drake's perspective. Let's say he is correct about that, the way he was with the 616 moment. Let's say that's the case. Then that would mean Drake sat down.
Like, it's funny how he gives such credence to my theory on 616, but completely shits on something as minuscule as this too, right? Like, it wasn't like supposed to be a wow moment for me. It could very well be a reach, but it is something.
It is a reach. And my nigga, this live I'm doing, I put this live out. If somebody come rips me to shred or tears this apart, I have to accept that responsibility. I can't go, well, that wasn't even a big part of my argument. Nah, I fucking said it. Somebody, they can come back and say how that's fucking crazy. You said it. So let me ask you this. When you took 4 months or whatever, how long it was to make this fucking video, right? This documentary. Are you saying that every single thought you came up with, you put in here? Are you saying you didn't leave one thing out? Because if you left one tiny thing out, that means that you didn't think that was important enough to put in. So the contrary would be, you thought Drake saying nigga 37 times and he's 37 years old, so that's on purpose. You thought that this was important enough to put in your fucking video. I don't know nobody in the history. I ain't saying it's possible. I don't know nobody make a 2-hour documentary and put every fucking thought they had in that motherfucker. You left some shit out. Why didn't you leave this out if it's not a big deal? This is a fucking reach. This is a certified reach.
Weren't noting when it, part of Kendrick's angle and the reason why Drake uses the N-word so heavily is to combat what Kendrick said, asking him not to use it.
Consciously thought out the number of niggas to include in his song. Landed on 37 because of his age.
All right, you guys seen enough. You see what he's trying to do to me.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all something strategic that What's the Dirt did. I didn't even notice this first time. What the company man was about to say to show that he's not biased, to show that he's not trying to attack What's the Dirt, he was about to put out two separate options. What if What's the Dirt is right? And what if What's the Dirt is wrong? In my subjective opinion, he just cut this shit off because it would have made him look bad. He put out the theory this entire video that this man got a fucking motive. He don't like him. He doing this on purpose to hurt him. But it would have contradicted all this bullshit in this response back that he said about the company man had he showed this full clip of the company man being fair and looking at it both ways. So he cut it the fuck off. My theory. I don't know that certain, but it seems motherfucking plausible. And if this nigga can say Drake said the N-word 37 times because he's 37 years old, I can say this motherfucking theory about What's the Dirt.
You're right. And the narratives he's trying to paint. Like, he focused on that 37 years old thing because that trended on Twitter. That's how I know he lacks intelligence.
I'm glad I caught that. Here's a possibility. I am not on motherfucking Twitter. I have a Twitter. I don't use that much. I'll go on my Twitter during a UFC pay-per-view. And not all of them. The last UFC pay-per-view I went was Israeli Adesanya versus Drew Duplessis. Because I want to see what they're saying about mixed martial arts. I don't use it for hip-hop. I don't follow none of y'all motherfuckers. Twitter, I'm long-winded. You can't type all that shit on Twitter. That made me not fuck with Twitter from the start. I need more fucking time to destroy a nigga. Why is it that when I sitting alone, before I went on the internet, it's just me in my house, watched your documentary and thought you saying that he said nigga 37 times to match his birthday was fucking insane? Could it possibly be he felt the same way? And the reason a lot of people are feeling the same way is because it's fucking outrageous. Could that just be a possibility? How people who not on Twitter, who not looking at all this shit, still watch your shit and feel that this is fucking crazy? How do you know? Oh, because he was on Twitter, he tweeted it. So he got this from Twitter. I went on Twitter and I think that shit you said was fucking stupid. I went on Twitter. The shit just stupid. The people in the culture feels it's fucking stupid. Why could that not be a possibility? This is the worst response to criticism I've seen in a long time. I'm not going to blow it up too big and say ever. Just off the top of my, this is the worst response to criticism I have seen in a long time. And he picked the wrong person to do it. You could have done it against me. I'm out there. I'm outlandish. I cuss and shit. You did it against a decorated journalist, respected in our community, well-spoken, who has tangible evidence of a video that he never took a cheap shot at you, that he stayed away both times. When he gave you praise, he still said you reach. When he critiqued you, he said you reach. You couldn't have picked the worst person to do this to. People in my comment out on Twitter, we all feel the same way, bro. This shit, what you said was fucking stupid. In this long form video, he said that you made great points in this video. In this clip that you just gaslit and destroyed this man's entire, well, you didn't destroy his entire career. You attempted to try to belittle his entire career. His career gonna be fine. I think he just interviewed Daylight today and talked about Diddy before that. In his long form video, he said good things about that. In this video that made you this fucking upset, it was only 3 topics, right? It was Drake's mom saying the N-word. It was Drake saying the N-word after his mom told him not to. You saying Drake said the N-word 37 times because he's 37 years old. And him saying that your fan base is mostly young people. He got 1 wrong, 2 right. Why go to this despicable display to try to hurt another black man? This is unwarranted.
Because he's focusing on one of the most minuscule, smallest aspects of the video, but because that did well on Twitter, he put that in his video. But it's because he doesn't know what he's doing, though, right? This guy's a fucking snake. I'm telling you, fuck this guy. What's extremely...
Yeah, I think I'm gonna remove myself. They call this man a fucking snake. I'm gonna go ahead and remove myself from the whole what's the dirt shit. I personally, and I want to make sure I'm clear on this because I can't stand when motherfuckers lie. You try to make your audience and propaganda turn against me. I don't give a fuck what my audience do. They can go watch all your shit. I'm selfish. I'm thinking about myself. I'm not watching this shit no more. I'm hopping off the train right here, bro. There's no reason to do that and paint this man as a fucking snake. That just rubbed me the wrong way. Then laugh at the man because he grew up not saying the N-word and shit. Like, I can't fuck with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'll just, what's his name? FD. What's the black dude with the dreads that be making these intelligent breakdowns? I'll watch that shit. He called him a Carlton on Twitter. What's wrong with Carlton? Carlton grew up, if he was a real person, with a black successful father and mother in a good neighborhood. What the fuck is wrong with Carlton? Yeah, I'm good on what's the dirt. So he can't say I'm trying to get views off him. I'll keep going. Nah, yeah, FD. This is who I'll be watching because that motherfucker is excellent and gets the actual nuances of the culture. And you can't say he biased. FD in his breakdown, even when Family Matters first came out, said he's not really rocking with it. It was too much for him. He said that Kendrick Lamar is a hotel. These people say bad things about Kendrick Lamar too. And then they go to show and explain why. So he wants to build this narrative that only people say positivity about Kendrick and say negativity about Drake. That's what I said, think Tisa loves. What you mean by that? What did you mean by that, bro? Explain that. I don't give a fuck if you don't explain nothing else. For the culture, you need to explain why you laughed at that black intelligent brother and said, yeah, I can tell you never said the N-word and thought that shit was so fucking funny. Explain that. Weasel your way out of that one. Yet people critique Kendrick Lamar too. I did. Kendrick Lamar praised Nipsey Hussle in his last song. I went live about his last song. I said, it is the great good intentions that I like about Nipsey Hussle, but Nipsey Hussle did bad things. Because if Nipsey Hussle get these little children to come around, they're going to come around a bunch of gang members. Where's this narrative that we only critique one side at? I feel that he owes the company man a sincere public apology. I don't think that that's going to happen. If this weirdo doubling down on Drake saying nigga 37 times because he's 37 years old, yeah, not going to happen. But my number one mod, Flow Easy, goes off on Kendrick every damn live. He ain't got nothing but negative to say about Kendrick. I let the shit fly. That's his opinion, man. Like we don't run from detailed, intelligent conversations on my channel. We engage in them. We talk about we don't paint a broad stroke over a whole group of people over one person. Because we grew up in the culture. We grew up in the barbershops. We grew up on the corners where we did this shit every fucking day. And then, like, here's something that right in people's face, and I don't have a problem saying, bruh, a lot of Black Americans rock with Kendrick because he is us. Like, that's not a fucking bad thing. When Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya, all the fucking Mexicans was going for Oscar. We didn't think that was bad. That's normal. Kendrick grew up like us. Kendrick was in the neighborhoods as us. Kendrick speak on the things we like. Why the fuck people keep trying to make Black Americans feel bad when we stick within our culture? They try to make us feel bad about every fucking thing. Don't do everybody else like that. I totally understand an Asian person coming from Asia, and instead of making a store in the hood, hire some of these Black people. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna bring their family over there from China, and all of them are gonna be the only people. They're gonna be the people working in there. I get it. I'm not mad. That makes sense. Why everybody else can do the shit, but we can't? We identify with Kendrick. Therefore, they're gonna be a larger percentage of the numbers that's gonna rock with Kendrick over Drake. As long as we are fair in our bias when we critique the specific information that comes out, it is totally fine. I went over that in a live that Diddy and Cassie was there that weekend. You're not losing subs. Look at this right here. You didn't lose subs. Well, you probably did, but I'm saying there are people who watch your Family Matters video, may have not liked your points and still stay subscribed to you, but then watch your response to the company man and was like, fuck this motherfucker. If you're not willing to look in the mirror and see those flaws, it's all cool if you can live with that. If you cool with that, then rock on, my brother. Do your thing. Yeah, he probably did look up to the company man, and his reaction was very visceral. This is not an airport. You do not have to announce when you're leaving. the more you are coming from the hood, the larger the increase that you're saying the N-word. A lot of times when black people grow up in a well-off neighborhood with a mom and dad, and I said a lot, not everybody, they don't typically say the N-word, or they say it a lot less. It's more hood than anything. I say nigga all the time because I'm from the motherfucking South Side. Shit. I'm definitely from the slums. You know, that's all I knew. Salute Vinici, a longtime supporter of the channel, man. But I don't switch up. I'm always gonna be myself. Yep, we know how to code switch. I don't code switch around white friends. I be the black dude at a white cookout, everybody white. Nigga, get the fuck out my face, nigga. Everybody getting it. Everybody getting it. I've been around compelling people, black educated people who put up great arguments, so why not to say the word? And I listen to them. I be like, you right, my nigga? You right, my nigga. Crowned by K. You right, my nigga. A part of me wants to watch the Meet the Grams documentary he put out to call out reaches on Kendrick Lamar. But I have to wait. Is that more important than supporting the guy who just laughed and made a mockery of a black man because this black man grew up not saying the N-word? Because this black man is educated and articulate. That shit just made me want to just, he ain't worth it. If he said that he's done, remember I had a claim that there's a difference. No matter how many subscribers you have, it matters how long you've been on YouTube. I done been on YouTube. I done had a trillion wars. I done had wars with people 250,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, or wars with people who have no subscribers at all. When you've been through that shit, you don't take none of this personally. So if he is as large as he is, but he's only been doing it for 2 years, he doesn't have the longevity to not take this shit that personal and that deep. He don't have that longevity yet. Because how you gonna say you got a girl? What's the dirt say he got a girl? So he the man. He the man, man's supposed to take care of his family. You quit your job. When you announce that you quitting your job, you do YouTube full time. You get backlash on one fucking YouTube video. And then you go do this emotional shit against another YouTuber and then announce that you're done. You're not going to do any more. Now you're finna go look for a job. You done after that. That more lends to my theory that he don't have the longevity and haven't been here long enough to just not take this shit that personal and just take it for what it is, for the critique of the actual viewpoint the person is critiquing him on. That's all he had to do. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna quit my job, announce I'm doing YouTube full time, and I done got 250,000 views in this short amount of time. And I'm like, you people hate me so much, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not gonna say that shows weakness, because I've seen so many people did it. And I understand when I first came on and people was making videos about me, I took that shit personally. That shit bothered me in real life. I was fucking pissed. That just, you stay here long enough and you're not going to worry about that stuff. All he has to do is stick it through. All right, y'all don't like this shit. Boom, I'm finna go do my research. Drop meet the grams. That's all he got to do. If he's done, then it makes it even more funnier that he laughed at the company man for never saying the N-word growing up, because that laugh was like a mockery, like you're a corny, weak guy. But if you quit YouTube because people are like, I don't know the percentage. What's 4%? What's 4,000 out of 18,000? What percentage is that? What's 33 some percent or some shit like that? So I mean, 60 some percent of your video is favorable. 60 some percent of your video, because I can see the dislikes. Let's look at his video. Let's look at this video, because this shows more weakness than anything. He has 18,000 likes and 4.4 dislikes. Hey Siri, what percentage is 4,400 out of 18,000? 24%. I think I went backwards. So what's that? 76.6%. 76.6% of people like his video, and that's enough to make him quit. You're laughing at a man, but your actions, if you quit, shows that you're really the weak one. If you quit, in my opinion, you're weak. You know the amount of shit I had to go through on YouTube with motherfucking stalkers and shit in real life, crazy motherfuckers. People posting your house and your address, all the darkest shit I've been through on YouTube. Now, like people tell you in my chat, I'll be sitting over here and somebody, a troll, to come in my chat and just post my address. And I just be like, when you coming? I'm bored like that. Don't tease me. I want to fuck. Don't play with my pussy. Don't put my address up, nigga. Come over. Come over with these register guns. That shit bores me. Don't tease me. Do it. First time they did that shit, I was scared as hell. I was new to YouTube. Now, nigga, fuck you. No, I don't believe 7-minute drill was that it. And King Jams, I'm dead ass serious. I get bored. Nigga, I've been on YouTube for fucking 14 years. Do you know how unoriginal it is to come in my chat and post my address? Do you know how many motherfuckers did that? I'm mad that you're dumb. Be different. Be the first nigga to show up at the house. Be the first nigga with a camera to knock on the door. So I can take my new Taurus Magnum I just got on my birthday, the handgun that shoots shotgun shells, and a Colt 45, so I can use. Blah! I will blow your ass back like a motherfucking Kill Bill movie. Fuck all that shit, big nigga. Make a YouTube moment. Pull up at the door. Pull up at the door. Hell yeah, I'm itching to use it. I shot that gun in my backyard. In my head, I thought the shotgun shells would have the biggest kickback. I shot that shit, boom. Then I put that Colt 45 hollow point in there. Bah! Damn, my shoulder missed. Shit. I'm going to aim at your feet so I can hit your head. So that's how much that shit kicked up. Bah! Got him in the chin. Got him in the chin. Officer, come get his body. Here go the screenshots of him fucking with me on YouTube. I'm going to aim at your feet. But I'm going to be serious. and I've seen this over and over again, there is a transitional period after you blow up on YouTube that everybody, What's the Dirt is no different. Everybody gonna get kicked back. I was here when the lead attorney first started. I sat back and looked. It's gonna come. It's a transitional period everybody goes through in YouTube because they love you one day, they hate you the next day. Are you gonna stick it through? Because once it's over with, it's over with. Any new drama come out after that, you don't give a fuck. You're cured. Or are you gonna run off and leave? This happens to everybody. He's not special. You know I do. Let somebody chop up this live and watch. I'm gonna go live again. I'm gonna play and pause a video and break down every point. And if they make a good point, I'm gonna tell them. Just like when I just broke down this video. When What's the Dirt got on the point, oh, you said my audience is young, and he showed the numbers that his audience is 24 to 44. I literally just looked at the camera and said, you're right. It ain't that deep, bruh. It ain't that deep. All right. I gotta go shave, put on some real clothes instead of this old ass goddamn uncle. I'm dressed like the nigga standing next to the nigga grilling at the cookout. Yeah, man, what you put on the sauce? You know, that's the same thing my dad used to do right there. But you gotta know, you add a little dash of the mustard in and mix it up. I'm dressed like the nigga talking next to the guy on the grill. I gotta put on some real clothes and get ready to get the fuck up out of here, bad. But y'all hold it down. Make sure y'all don't forget to subscribe. And there'll be more videos coming. Always more videos coming. Like you going to Hawaii. Except for it's black. You know what I'm saying? You don't be in the sun with that black on. I got the snub nose version too. I got the big one. I ain't got the little Magnum. But a Magnum is the big one. Towards Judge Magnum. Yeah, you saying he gonna pull a Post Malone? He can't pull a Post Malone because here's some funny shit I was saying leaving. He tried to say that the only reason the company man made the video is to ride his coattail and get his numbers up. Well, you bitch, why you only talking about hip hop? I can say the same shit about you. You know, talking about this shit gonna get your numbers up. We can all do the same thing. The difference between me and you, I don't want to make a bland, generic argument. Why do I need to when I can just break down the actual detailed points of what you say? Holla at your boy.